Oh, so hold on. I'm just never mind.
It's
All
live.
right. Welcome to day 2 of the NFLHC Draft for 2017. Sagebo is not with us today. It's just myself, Alien, Jumbo,
Hi.
Saluna.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
We're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second round. The Bengals are on the clock.
General question, they asked for how much time is the picks today. It is 5 minutes for both rounds, I believe.
Yeah, we'll be doing rounds 2 and 3 today. There are some comp picks in the third round, so slightly more picks than yesterday, but not that much.
Should be about the same amount of time.
Well, yeah, there's twice as many picks, but about the same amount of time. Hopefully, we don't have any issues with the interface today. People will remember their passwords, hopefully. Although Cincinnati hasn't used theirs yet, so some people haven't actually. So we might still run into some issues with that, but hopefully not.
So yeah, this will be the first pick for the Bengals. We can quickly mention gloss over some of the best available players by position. I'm not going to do my top 50 or whatever because it's not as relevant anymore. But who do you think this first pick will be? And then after we talk about that for a little bit, I'll talk about what the best players are for each position. What do the Bengals need?
I think they might go with Eddie McFadden. Danger was hyping him up in the shot box last night.
Doesn't that guy have high injury risk? He is I have him listed as my 5th best available receiver.
The thing about McFadden is he's like a combine star, and he didn't have great stats last year. But then again, Baylor was really terrible quarterback situation last year. Apparently, I didn't look into this, but Danger said he really liked him when he was with Joshua Andrews throwing the ball. So
I think Hawkins and Mack are better for sure, and Burke and Lewis are debatable.
From what I've been able to tell, they have a really bad strong safety, and they're looking to pair someone with Jim Sizemore. So I think they're going to go for Joe Johnson out of Houston.
Yeah, that's why I thought Joe Johnson.
I think that's a smart pick. I would definitely do that if I were them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a wide receiver.
Okay.
The thing is, I thought the Bengals had like decent receivers, and they were looking for a star receiver. So if they're looking for a star receiver, they're not going to find one at this point. So I think they may just go with Johnson. Fills a need. But who knows? It's Cincinnati, so they'll surprise me somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Pittsburgh up again. That'll be interesting. I think that could be McCready at that pick if they like him.
Who's their quarterback at the moment? Ontario?
Yeah, Ontario Smith.
I know they've had some interest in QBs, so it's possible.
Oh, yeah, it's possible. That wouldn't even be that bad of a pick. Although I do think one of the storylines for today will be that most of the quarterbacks will fall pretty far.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, now that a lawyer got taken, I don't I expect McCready to be the only one taken today.
Yeah,
With
I agree.
a small chance of James Dale, just because I'm going to throw his name in there, because why not? Because he's an 80, so maybe.
You gotta be the dean of this broadcast.
Exactly. I mean, he's an 80, so there's a slim chance even with the shitty combine.
We'll see. Hold on, I'm joining the GM chatsy thing, web chat.
And then we got the Eagles' first pick after that. That honestly could be anyone. I have no idea what they're looking for.
Welcome to the draft, Eagles.
They do need a quarterback. They have Ramos, who I don't think they want to use as their starter, but I guess they might.
They've been adamant that they're going to use him as a starter, so I think they're going to pass up a QB here, at least. If McCready falls to their 3rd, I could see it, but I don't think they're going to take him here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Because McCready just, I've seen his combine. He's pretty much like a game manager, like the super game manager. So I don't know if some expansion team's going to take him at the top of the 2nd.
Yeah, I think that's likely that he'll go at the top of the 2nd somewhere.
All right, we need to start the clock in a second. If you can notify InSpiral, about 15 seconds.
He said he's going to start it right at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So, the shout box.
Good stuff. So we've got a total of looks like 73 picks. So
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that bad.
it's half the time, so it's not going to be that bad. I'm not saying it's going
This
to be that
is
bad.
going to be
Just,
the first
through.
pick. This round will be the first pick for Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Kansas City. I think that's it.
My goal this year is to not bitch about the draft, especially tomorrow that it's finally over, because the draft is by far the best thing we do, and it's kind of sad when it's over.
Oh, Indianapolis still has their second round pick, so that'll be there.
Yeah, they've been trying to trade it, but they couldn't get anybody.
All right, clock started.
Clock is going.
All right.
Interesting.
So somebody keep an eye on the pick screen. I'll do it too, but
So anyway, since we're waiting, I'm just going to point out something funny that happened yesterday. The 110th pick that the Chiefs got in
Pick's
the
in.
trade, the Ulysses Smith trade.
yeah.
Well, the pick is in, so I'll finish when.
The pick is Brett Bailey, defensive end, so that's kind of surprising. But they did need to replace Baron Anthony.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's great.
I don't feel great about that.
But-
I don't feel
Yeah.
like right either, but they did need to do it.
It's not a terrible move. I mean, it fills a need, but I don't see why you trade Baron Anthony and then use your first pick in the draft on another defensive end.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It just
Bailey
feels-
is pretty good, I think. So
That's not terrible.
Oh, I'm having some weird lag issues.
So anyway, which one? That 110th pick, the Chiefs got has been traded like 4 times, and the original holders of the pick were the Chiefs.
I swear, Edmize must be a stockbroker in another life. He lives to trade.
I didn't realize the Patriots are shopping Sean Hadno.
Well, it's not too surprising. I don't think anyone's gonna bite on that though.
No, it's not too surprising, but it's a little weird.
Well, the Patriots go through QBs like
Yeah, that's
they're nothing. So
apparently. So while we were waiting, okay, we got Pittsburgh, whose draft so far has gotten Carnell Meadows, defensive tackle. Oh, that's it? I thought they had 2 picks, but I guess not. So I don't know if they go defense part 2. It's an expansion team, so we Jumbo said possibly McCready. This could be a lot of stuff. Might be a wide receiver. Could never have too many of those.
yeah, the Steelers just have like a bunch of needs. I feel like it's hard to tell who they're gonna go for.
Yeah, they're one of the expansion teams that didn't make a whole lot of moves. So in the offseason, they do have Austin Medina and James Bush as their skill position players, which is not really terribly.
Effective.
2 minutes remaining on the clock for the
It's not-
Steelers.
It's not very exciting for them. So
I wonder how many people will run out of clock time because of this shorter time.
I'd say looking at their roster so far, their definite strong position is cornerback. So I wouldn't expect them to take one of those.
Who are their cornerbacks?
Joel Prince and Cade Donovan.
Oh, that's pretty good actually. Okay.
Yeah. And then they have like 3 other guys, actually 2 other guys who are like 64s.
What about their safeties? Could this be Joe Johnson?
They don't have a strong safety at all.
Okay, so this could be Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be around the time when teams are just gonna start taking whoever the hell they feel like, and then we're gonna be surprised by it, and it's gonna keep happening.
Although I don't know, we've usually been pretty good at least predicting stuff. Like last draft, particularly on the last day, Alien was like nailing him. He was fucking got like 6 in a row at one point.
Did you see my mock draft? I got 3 picks in a row, right?
That's pretty good. You got more than like
Another round.
most. 1 minute left, just over 1 minute, like 1:15, I think.
It's in Lloyd Neves, center. That's not surprising to me at all because Pittsburgh said they wanted TJ Brum, and then New York Jets swiped him right before their pick.
Okay.
So
I prefer Don Tiak, but
so do I. But I think Neves is pretty good himself. So I don't. He's a run blocker, so maybe that's something they liked, or they just.
I don't care that much as a center, so I'm not gonna judge.
Yeah, not too huge a deal, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. Centers are hard to come by, so it's a good piece for an expansion team to get a good guy. Then they can focus on like more important positions in the future.
Yeah, it's not too bad to build offensive line, I don't think.
And they didn't have a center on their roster, so that'll instantly be their best offensive lineman.
Oh, that is their best offensive lineman?
Yeah, their offensive line right now is pretty bad, honestly. They have 2 tackles, a 77 and a 67, and a 60 guard. So now they have a center, they still need a guard, and those tackles are going to be pretty bad. So I wouldn't be surprised if they use a lot of picks on O-line.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty reasonable.
So, yeah, Panthers says run blocker for the win, so I guess that was a factor.
I guess they really want to rely on James Bush. I don't know.
Maybe he can revive his career. Maybe Tabor stench is gone from him. We'll see.
Tabor stench.
Uh,
Okay, so the pick is not in yet.
I believe that he was taken ahead of Von Abraham.
Apparently,
he was.
Rome is salty about the Cincy pick and has been telling people off in like 3 different forms of communication, including the chat and the shoutbox.
Oh, God.
This draft is not going...
Azul is upset at the Steelers.
Everyone is dead to everyone.
The draft, the annual time when we realize how much we all hate each other.
So, Philadelphia, what do you guys think?
I'm still not over aliens bullshit from yesterday, by the way. I fucking played golf this morning, and it was very, very good to let my anger out on the ball.
Pretend alien is the ball.
Yeah, I painted it black and white. So I can beat
It's
it into trees.
silver and black.
Oh yeah, silver, sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Fuck you.
Oh, the pick is in. It is Joe Johnson, strong safety.
It's a good pick.
Yeah.
We are getting down on the strong safeties pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. This is the last strong safety I had really highly rated. There's Calvin Celestin is like decent, and then it gets like a pretty.
Chris Brown is all right, and then it starts dropping off pretty quick. Kafka says, I'll just announce these to help spread them a bit. Kafka says, all caps, hello, we are trading down from number 57. We will accept an early 3rd rounder plus a defensive end guard and free safety.
I think you have to say that louder to accurately convey the message.
Hello, we are trading down from number 57. We will accept an early 3rd rounder and a defensive end guard or free safety.
Apparently, the Eagles were pissed about Neves getting taken right before them as well. They were going to take Neves. Neves is a hot commodity, apparently.
I don't understand why. Just take Tediak. He's at least just as good.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the only other good center.
If you look at the combines of the centers, it went in order. Tediak, the guy who's just Neves, and then Brum. Obviously, the ratings are opposite of that, so you gotta take that into effect.
I'm actually pretty sure that the Wisconsin center who's in the draft, his rating's not as high, but I'm pretty sure he won awards in college. DeVern Lemmerman.
Yeah, he was the All-American center this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So Oakland's going to take him in the 6th round. That's what's going to happen.
No, people reach on centers really hard. Last year there was like no centers left after the 4th round or something. Even though they were like low rated.
Just because the demand is so high, so like they go quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, which is fair.
By the way, I don't want to hype anyone up, but free safeties, these guys aren't high rated, but some of these guys are actually good.
I don't think it's the. I really like LaMichael Jones from Stanford, but he's quite a bit lower.
I feel like we need to have more players named like LaMichael and stuff like that.
The Florida State
I'll
guy,
add some more names in the generator.
Jake Pugh, he's only a 69, so he might not even get drafted, but he had 4 interceptions, and Florida State's a good team, so his comfort, like.
Well, it could be a case of it got boosted by he got targeted more often or whatever.
That might be the case, but he did have a pick in the national championship game against Alabama that they lost.
Oh.
So,
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, so that guy, he might be a good pickup for somebody late in the 7th round if you need a free safety. He might develop into something.
Yeah, at some point, what the hell, right?
Yeah.
Like at some point, you're looking for people who didn't go to the combine and you have no idea about their stats, so why not?
Yeah, it'll be based off of the previous years. By the way, it's the Cardinals on the clock now.
So they picked Jarius last round, so based on the philosophy I'll bring up every time, they should take an offensive player here.
Well, they just picked, it's Greg Sewell. That's
there you go. Tackle.
That's a good pick.
He was my highest rated tackle remaining, so it's quite good.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Do you have any extra info on him?
Yeah, he's pretty athletic and pretty quick. He's got a high speed rating, so he should be a decent left tackle for any sort of organization. So it's good for the Cardinals. I think he's got a little problem with his hands. His hands rating isn't as high, so I don't know what exactly that means with high athleticism. But I think he should be. I mean, it should be decent. He might draw some more penalties, but that's not super important at this point. I think, especially when you're the Cardinals and you need O-line that's just like works. You can't really go that wrong with O-line. I mean, very rarely does it completely fail.
Yeah. Unless it's
Jason
Giamotto.
Smith.
Yeah.
In real life.
Giamotto is the permanent CFP-HC example of a bust.
Yeah, because he's the first one, basically. First real bad one.
Giamotto, never forget.
They took Ty Miller earlier.
So this, I would actually not be surprised if they took another wide receiver. Honestly, they don't need a lot.
They could. Don't they need D linemen or something?
Yeah, I think it's D ends.
Yeah, so they could go for one of those. There's a few.
So my
I guess
best
there's
ones, my best ones remaining for ends and tackles are Darius Hayes, Demarius Strong, Nathan Knowlton, and Kenneth Clark.
I think Demarius Strong is really good.
Yeah, I think so too. He's like one of the more lower rated ones, but I think it's too early to take him now. But
he had a pretty good combine too.
He was at Navy. He was a JUCO guy.
Oh, the pick is in. It is defensive tackle Kenneth Clark.
Okay, he's my second after Nathan Knowlton, but I think that's fine. They did need that. Kenneth Clark was a JUCO guy, so we have like nearly no information on them.
Well, yeah, that worked out for
Malcolm Douglas Scott with the Seahawks.
Also, the corner St. Louis took Isaiah Pulsfoot was pretty good.
Oh yeah, he was decent.
Is Kenneth Clark the highest taken JUCO we've had?
Yes.
I don't know if there was one higher last year.
Well, it's early set with saying early second round, yes, but he might be lower at 37. I think Douglas Scott was like 35 or something, somewhere around there.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Pick's
probably
already in.
relatively close.
The Packers have selected David Hughes, offensive tackle from Utah. He is my second highest available tackle behind Kelly Meyer.
And they don't even let us discuss their pick. They're just like throwing it in there.
Is that the first Packers pick? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. They traded for a tackle yesterday too. So
I guess they're going all in on the Jason Johnson train. Last shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like give him one more shot, and then if he fails, then just draft a QB next year. I'm assuming.
For a lot of people who haven't been here the whole time of the site, you don't realize like the Jason Johnson hype train was like pretty much out of control in 2013. He was like ridiculous. He threw for like 500 yards and 7 touchdowns against a good Oklahoma defense. He was like before AJ Jefferson, he was like Jefferson's hype role.
So I actually wasn't here, but then so why was Skaggs taking over him?
I don't remember. I think it was combine related, but that's why the Packers traded down one spot to take Johnson.
It was also size, I think.
Oh yeah,
Jason
I think it was
Johnson is
size related.
5'11", and Skaggs is more typical.
I don't remember that though. Skaggs wasn't nearly as hyped as Jason Johnson. Taylor was actually more hyped than Skaggs, but he's a running quarterback. So, Kelly Meyer to the Falcons. The guy I was just talking about. So, run on offensive tackles here, or O-line in general. I think there's 4 in the last 6. Yeah.
I feel like that happens every single second round, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, people want to take a flashy player with their first-round pick, and then they're like, oh shit, I need an offensive line.
Yep.
Better get him in the second.
My best available players that aren't Latta, Huff, and Tediak, who've been falling for a little while, are McCready, Lee Davey, that outside linebacker, who's going to take a flyer on him. A couple wide receivers I'm not going to mention, and Dewey Tomlinson and Zion Adakwa, the inside linebackers from Oklahoma State and Illinois. We
got Houston up. I'm pretty sure they're not taking a line.
No, they're going to be. This could be one of the linebackers, maybe. They took Gordon Kleinsasser in the first round, one of the surprise picks of day one.
I think this could be Mike Latta. They say they don't like him, but maybe I think that was a smoke.
By the way, guys, I'm starting to regret that we didn't do like the 4th round today as well, because we are powering through this shit.
Well, tomorrow should be even quicker, right?
Yeah, theoretically it should be even faster.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll still take like probably 5 hours, but it'll be significantly faster.
Yeah.
So Houston, San Diego, Carolina, the Patriots are the next 4. So this is Houston second, San Diego second, Carolina will be their second, and the Patriots third.
So Houston took Gordon Kleinsasser like 15 picks ago. So who are they going to go for here?
I could see them taking a running back, or
they said they wouldn't. One of the Houston people said they wouldn't draft Latta even in like the 4th round.
Yeah, that was Dactor, I believe, saying that. I don't know.
Does that mean Sean Anderson, maybe?
I feel like Dorenbos is the best running back in the draft, and I know neither of you agree with that, but...
No, I don't agree with that. I don't even think he's top 3.
Really?
I think Buzz, Sean, and Mike Latta are better.
Fair.
And there's some flyers you could take on some lower people. John Harris and Nick Engelberger should both be pretty decent, I think.
John Harris is like a 79, isn't he? So that's not that bad.
Well, yeah, it's not that much lower, but it's lower for... I mean, I guess we're starting to get into that territory where high 70s players start going pretty often.
Yeah, because Buzz is also 79 or 78.
Oh, are they the same? I didn't realize.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't look at overalls that much.
Yeah.
Fair
enough.
Just think Shoemaker is bust or what?
The Saints want me to talk about Wesley Dawkins yesterday, their O-line pick. He's pretty decent. He's kind of the opposite of the last guy I was talking about. He's got really good hands, but his athleticism's not so good. So I think he might be better as a right tackle. But he's got really high, like his intelligence is good, so he should be good at adapting to different scheme sets and stuff. So I think I don't know if they need him as a left tackle. I would probably rather see him as a right tackle, but he might be able to get by with a couple years' experience. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts kind of developing slow and then develops better further into his career, though. Maybe.
Oh, the pick is in. They took Nathan Knowlton.
Okay, that was my defensive tackle I like better than Kenneth Clark. So
the big guys are going quick today.
Line on both sides, yeah. I guess this is what Jumbo said. This seems to be kind of the second round.
Yeah, because you don't want to take the risk on some guy you don't know that much about in the first round, but then in the second round it's kind of like, their overall's high enough, what the hell.
Yeah, right.
All right, San Diego, I'm pretty sure it's going to take Tediak.
Oh, yeah, they do need a center. Do they even have one?
No, their needs are really obvious, and the guys they want are falling to them, so good for them.
Yeah, Weiss would do well here with...
And there it is, Don Tediak, taken by San Diego. It's quick.
It's a great pick.
So the centers are the centers that were at the combine are all gone. So after this point, you're like, you have no idea what you're getting,
basically. Okay, well but like I said, I do like that pick. San Diego's been having a pretty good draft so far. They got Tunch and then a good big need with Tediak.
I'm still surprised they managed to get Tunch.
It just, I don't know, Tunch wasn't really a fit for any of the top people.
That's true.
So we got New England, Tennessee, Tampa for the first time, Cincinnati for the second, and Carolina for the third. Oh, Carolina picks in Maury Gregg. I know that Dean's gonna fucking say, "Don't draft this guy" because I said it, but I don't like this guy. He was on my team, and as a start corner, he was a JUCO player, so that might be why. I don't know. Not a big fan. We'll see how he does in the pros.
He has 5 interceptions.
He did have 5 interceptions, but I played Temple.
Oh yeah.
3 picks against Temple or something.
Yeah, I think he had 2 picks against Temple.
I also just realized this broadcast is entirely the Pennsylvania CFBHC.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of interesting. It's all the PA teams. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. I guess this is their Bashir Rodriguez replacement.
If he's going to be playing number 2, it might not be so bad.
Yeah, it might not be that bad. That's why. I don't know.
Yeah, because they have Tennessee, who's not that bad.
Tennessee's
by the
good.
way, I accidentally just entered the wiki wrong, so ignore it for now.
Don't listen to his propaganda.
New England is up. They just took Lawyer Johnson.
And who's their first pick?
Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
Oh
Robinson.
yeah, that was a good pick.
They go for a receiver here. I don't think they have any good receivers.
I could see them taking Mike Lotta. They hate Sean Evans.
I'm surprised Carolina didn't take Mike Lotta.
They traded one of their second-round picks for Greg Hadno.
Wait,
Oh,
they traded.
So they do have
Herman.
They do have a
Harrison.
running back option.
They go O-line again.
Who did they take?
Herman Harrison. This is the first player that is officially not in my top 10 at any position. He was my
It feels like a
11th
random
ranked,
pick.
11th ranked offensive tackle. I don't know why they need a second tackle. That seems weird to me.
Well, they didn't. Their tackles were both terrible. They
didn't have any tackles, to be fair.
Expansion draft or whatever, but they just didn't have anybody.
Huh. The Patriots are done for the night, apparently, and the Packers don't pick for 120 picks. Is that true?
That's crazy.
Yep.
Tennessee is up.
The Packers traded a bunch of their picks for. I can go through and look. I think one of them was. They traded both of their second and thirds for Dan Malmolini, and then I think they traded their fourth to Pittsburgh for Quinn Bowman. So that's why they don't have any picks for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not that bad, I guess, because you still upgraded. So this is Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yep.
They took. Who did they take? Oh, Doherty. They took Doherty. So.
This could really be anyone. Like they could take anyone, and it wouldn't surprise me. I think this may be where the first receiver of this round goes, though. I don't think they have any good receivers.
Maybe it'll be Tony Huff.
No one values tight ends in this sim. No tight end's going to go to the third.
People hate tight ends for some reason, even though both me and the Raiders have good tight ends and we're good.
Yeah.
Not everyone has to emulate you guys.
Yeah, because they suck.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, the Falcons won the Super Bowl built completely differently.
That's true. That is true. Picks in Willard Love. Let's continue with the O-line. Okay, you're getting kind of screwed here if you need O-line at this point. I don't know what you do. Let's drop it off quick.
Cry yourself to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there's still a lot of guys that are like high rated.
Yeah,
here, so.
there's still a ton of high-rated offensive.
The amount of tackles that are like 75 plus is absurd.
There is
It
a
really
lot.
is.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so Tampa, first time, I think.
It is their first pick. I have no idea who they need.
What do they need? Somebody?
A bunch of things. There you go.
Somebody?
I'll look up their roster.
I don't know what they need. I have no idea.
I feel like
Not a quarterback and not a running back.
Let's see. They need.
they probably need a receiver, maybe a center because they don't have any guard. A defensive end is a possibility. Corner's a possibility. Strong safety is a possibility.
Okay.
That doesn't really help, I know, but
Yeah, their team is not really.
it's not like bad, but it's not good.
It's not really a lot of holes, but they don't have much depth.
They just need. Well, they have 3 picks this round.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's because of me, because of my trade.
Oh, they picked Darius Hayes, defensive end.
Oh.
That's a good pick. I think it is. They needed a defensive end. He's the top guy that I had on here. 80 overall.
Oh, he's my 5th best available player. Okay, well, that's very.
So
we've got D line every pick this second round so far except Philly and Carolina, or D or O line. Sorry,
we're like 13 picks in now.
that's 11 line players. That's impressive.
All right, Cincinnati's up again.
They just took Calvin Celestin.
Okay, secondary. So we did mock them Joe Johnson earlier, so.
It's not a bad pick.
Carolina again?
Quick.
Yeah, they traded. They have.
Okay, this is Mike Latta. I'm going. This is Mike Latta. Cade loves Latta.
They have like 6 or 7 picks like today.
How did that happen?
They traded Dan.
Oh, they traded like everybody. Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, like everyone good on their roster is not on their roster except
Rabbit
for
is
Skag.
salty that when people do take a tight end, they shit on him. But you took a tight end in the first round. That's a little different.
I can't even think of any tight ends that were taken in the first 2 rounds outside of him.
Oh, I was gonna say real life Kyle Brady.
Real life Kyle Brady. Damn it.
Carolina stuck Mike Latta, and San Diego's up again.
There he goes.
First running back off the board.
I can't hate on it if they like him, so there you go.
San Diego could definitely use a tackle here. They could also use a wide receiver.
Just to discuss Mike Latta a little more, especially since he's such a good receiving back, I think it's a good fit for Carolina.
I think it's gonna be really good. It's kind of scary.
Good thing they have 2
They
good
can
players
go
now.
laterally with that guy. It's fucking terrifying.
They're Florida State quarterback and receiver, although they never played together.
I think Cade is
Or not receiver,
like
running back.
Skaggs is begging for a receiver right now.
Dude, I think
Is there
taking a
anyone-
pressure off Skaggs with a running back is gonna be huge.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hopefully they go balanced now and don't go like 800,000 passes from Skaggs anymore.
I could see this pick being Demarius Strong.
Who's this? Who's picking?
San Diego.
Maybe. Maybe he's just waiting for you to mention somebody so that he can pick that person. You should take James Dale, quarterback, Jumbo.
Jumbo University.
Jumbo University. Jumbo Jets. The Jumbo Jets.
Huh. I'm trying to.
Slightly amused.
Like I'm semi-amused, but
Next
I'm also
in.
semi-not amused.
Charlie Ellis, offensive tackle, Washington State. He does need O-line, and they were going pretty fast, so.
Yeah. Do you have
Not
your name about
unreasonable.
this one? Or?
Say what?
So Seattle's up now.
Seattle, KC, Jax, St. Louis, Minnesota are the next 5.
So Seattle took in the first round. They took Corey Quinn and John Tripucka. So could they go for another lineman here? Just
More
because-
defense. I feel like these guys are emulating the real Seahawks.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Lee Davey, the outside linebacker. I think they need outside linebacker.
Could be.
What are the only positions of note other than like fullback and shit that haven't gotten a player taken are tight end and free safety.
Yeah.
I know I
Well,
said
with free safety,
taken today.
What?
I think a free safety. Free safety could go in the third.
77, yeah, he could go in the third.
They have good tackles. Now they have 2 guards that are good. So their only big need on the O line is center, so I don't expect them to take one here, but they could possibly. They need wide receiver. That'd be a good pick for them if they could take one here.
Yeah, like I brought up wide receiver a couple times. I think Seattle's a team that legitimately needs a receiver.
Talking about wide receiver, what about Carolina? They've already had like 2 picks today, and they have no wide receivers. They traded Nomalini.
Yeah, their number one receiver is like an undrafted free agent who was like a 66 2 years ago.
They have Bob Branch. That's all I need.
Yeah, so now they're going the other way where they can't pass anymore.
Well, I think they may be okay without a great receiver as long as they take one in either the second or third round.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because if you have an elite QB, I don't think you need a ton of weapons. But for Seattle, like they just signed a QB, so maybe getting a receiver to start a rapport is a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's their biggest need right now. So, and there's still quite a few good ones left.
Well, what else does Seattle need? I know they only have like a minute or two left on the clock, but it's probably best to look at that.
Maybe a defensive tackle.
They might need more O-line, especially with this run on O-line to guard.
They don't. They're good on O-line.
They're good on O-line.
Are they really?
Except for center, they're good on O-line.
There's probably no centers left that are worth the pick.
I think it could be a defensive end.
I mean, they do have 280 defensive ends already. They don't have a tight end, so this could actually be Tony Hunt.
Oh, I was looking at. Yeah, you're right. I was looking at the third guy.
They are running out of time.
I could see this being a tight end. I don't know who else they would take. It could be a tight end. It could be an outside linebacker. It could be a defensive tackle. If I had to guess, I think they might actually take Tony Huff.
I'm gonna go with Lee Davey.
Is Lambeau on?
Yeah, the only reason I don't think they're going to take Davey is because they seem to be going for all man linebackers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he even on?
He was in the GM chat at some point.
Lambeau, yeah, he's on.
Looks like they took.
Pick is in, Tony Huff.
Yep.
I wonder if that was based on a suggestion by us, or if...
We know his own needs better than him, I guess.
Maybe he was just
First tight end off the board.
So it looks like people going right now are like 79 or 80.
Yeah, it looks like he was just waiting for a recommendation or something.
Possibly. Chiefs are up, and Mize. What did they take first? They had a pick. They have not. This is their first pick. This is the first Chiefs pick of the draft. Who could this be? Do they have no, they don't have this.
Well, considering every single player they have on the roster is up for trade, this could literally be anybody.
All right, I'm gonna go with
Jeez, I don't know.
a wide receiver. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to take a receiver.
I don't think so either, but just throwing it out there.
I'll go with Demarius Strong.
It's Chris Gray, offensive tackle. Stop mentioning Demarius Strong.
Why? I think he's good.
Jacksonville, Rams, Vikings, Saints, Jets, Vikings, Saints. Lots of people coming up picking twice.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know, like everyone around this point is like basically the same in terms of how good they are. It's like the real draft where like everyone from like 20 to 50 is like around the same skill level.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Jacksonville took a tackle. I think they're kind of set on O-line now. They could use some receivers, probably. Maybe they'll take Eddie McFadden. That's a Baylor guy. We all know Tabor loves the Baylor guys. Even though UBL is picking. Does the Jaguars page not have like their roster on it? Oh, it's way down there.
Best
Could be on the
available,
next page.
since there are like 5 people asking me. Erasmus McCready, Lee Davey, outside linebacker, Cotton Lewis, wide receiver, Dewey Tomlinson, linebacker, Michael Hawkins, wide receiver, Sean Anderson, running back, Thomas Berry, outside linebacker, Buzz Echeverry, running back.
Yeah, UBL, you really need to update the Jaguars team page. It hasn't been updated, since the last GM was there.
So, since we can't look at the Jags roster,
Pick is in. It is defensive end Preston Bryant.
I didn't have that guy very highly rated at all,
I didn't either.
honestly.
He
was
I don't
like
think I did
my-
either.
I had 3 defensive ends higher than him.
He was my 9th rated defensive end, and
8 for me.
there's only been 3
Actually, I was lying. I didn't even bother to rank defensive ends this time, so I have no idea where I would have put him.
Well, at least you're being honest. We are approaching the end of the second round very rapidly.
How did he do last year?
All right. I think he had like 4 sacks.
Get 3,
3, yeah.
7 tackles.
All right. Good luck with that guy.
All right, Rams are up. So they took Brandon Sauter in the first round.
They still need linebackers.
They do need linebackers.
This
So
could actually be a good fit for Lee Davey.
for Lee Davey or Thomas Berry if you don't want to take the guy who has no stats.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually have 0 offensive non-offensive outside linebackers right now, so that may be a good idea.
I would take a chance at this point on that
Yeah.
guy.
If I was St. Louis, if they don't take Lee Davey, I think that's a huge mistake. Because what else are you gonna do? I don't think anyone else really fits what makes sense.
What about? Do they still have Brady Sapp?
Yeah, I think he's still their starter
How
after
is-
all this time.
They did scout some running backs. They're one of the few teams that scouted running backs. So
I don't know. It might be too early for like Anderson or Echeverry. I can't believe Brady Sapp's been around for this long. He's like one of those people that we need to have a thread of who are you surprised by still has a starting job.
Ontario Smith.
He's not well.
he didn't like.
He lost it.
continually
And
Yeah,
have a
that's
starting
true.
job.
Lee
Yeah, both
Davey
are-
pick is in. They are taking the linebacker with no stats.
Yeah,
Well, not much to say about that, but
Literally no idea what to talk about because he's never played.
and in that playing time, he did nothing.
yeah. So it could be great. It's a gamble, that's for sure.
Has he always actually been a backup?
Yes,
Huh. Interesting.
he was the backup outside linebacker, third linebacker on the Gophers.
Why is Minnesota so randomly deep at outside linebacker?
I don't know. Minnesota up next, the actual Vikings.
It took Sonny Beckett, so
Not a wide receiver.
I could legitimately see them taking another receiver because they hate every single receiver on their roster.
I thought they really liked Mark Walker.
No, not really.
LWL doesn't like him that much, I think. Maybe their previous ownership did.
Oh.
I could see this being O-line.
You're running out of O-line.
That's true. Could also
Uh,
be defensive tackle.
They very much need a corner, so I think this could be Jim Dupree.
That guy's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that guy legitimately
I'm
should
just-
be undrafted. He's
just,
really
just
bad.
doing that based on rating. I don't know. I didn't really look at zone corners. I guess there's
That guy's like no production and no combine shit. Like he's just bad.
He reminds me a lot of Jim Malloy's combine, which I was not like. I didn't really want to take that guy, but I kind of needed.
You just kind of did it.
I needed to, basically, and he was not very good. So.
So there you go. I don't know. I'm not even sure. I'm legitimately not even sure if ALWL is here, because I think he said he had to go.
If you need a corner, I don't think there's very much value right now.
ALWL is not here.
Is there anyone else? I think there's someone else on the Vikings.
I think Azul is going to be drafting for them, but I'm not sure.
Okay, that could be awkward.
Shoutbuck says that Baby played in 2014 and 2015 and had good stats.
Oh, and then he got benched later? What?
Maybe he got a JUCO or like
Bingo,
a
what are you
recruit
doing?
or something.
He wasn't benched. He was just a second guy. So he was playing all year as the second outside linebacker. But he just never had any.
He got 71 tackles as a second outside linebacker? That's...
Huh.
Vikings time is running out.
So is there anyone picking for the Vikings? Can the shoutbox help? Because if no one's picking, I guess we just skip them for now, right? I don't know how Inspro has the
it skips their
set up.
pick, but then they can pick at any point. That's how it works, as far as I know.
Okay.
I'm not sure we actually tested that. So.
Well, I guess we'll find out then.
Azul says he never got a word from ALWL that he was going to draft for him. So
I feel like there may be someone else on the Vikings, but I can't say that for sure.
there is not anyone else in the Vikings. I don't know why, but nobody seems to want to join the Vikings.
Yeah, I guess they have nothing going for them.
Yeah, they're a Super Bowl champion 2 years ago.
You know, they only have a top 5 QB and like a top 2 running back. Like, what is there to like? But yeah, like, everyone avoids them like wildfire.
Well, 40 seconds.
I have no idea what's going on. Might be the first time we have time.
Draft him, James Dale.
They do need a backup. Do you want to, like, I guess list? I don't know. Selena, just list off something. Fill the gap.
No, I mean it's Inspro said in the shout box they can come back and pick their pick later if they come back, but it's forfeited for now. So rip Vikings, next good team going down the drain. Pick is officially time has run out. Saints are now on the clock. Oh, VT Gorilla is the other guy on the Vikings.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, I wonder if he is going to come on at some point to make picks.
He has not been on at all today.
Okay. So maybe not.
Damn, that sucks. They got another pick coming up in a second too.
Yeah. I think ALWL said like he had to go somewhere or something, but I don't know why he didn't organize someone to pick for him.
He could just do it from his phone, alternatively.
I guess. I also have no idea where he is. Anyway, what is New Orleans going to do here? You think they got to go for defensive line?
I'm not sure. Yeah, they do need a defensive end. This could be strong here.
Yeah, I think this is going to be strong. I can't really see it being much of anyone else.
I mean, they might go Hicks. He's higher rated, but his
Hicks
production
was decent. I think he made an All-ACC team. I think. Maybe not.
His production was pretty good, but not quite as good as Strong.
And Strong also had the better combine, so.
Yeah.
They should probably just take him. No regrets.
I'm surprised they're not just like jumping on taking this pick before the Vikings get back.
I feel kind of bad for the Vikings, like legitimately.
Yeah, like if they actually have to forfeit like 2 seconds and a third, that would suck. Actually, they have 2/3, I think. Yeah, they have 2/3.
I offered to draft for them too, but they didn't ever send me anything. So
Oh, I guess he had the opportunity to.
yeah, it's not like he didn't know he's.
Yeah, that's true. Can he pick this? Like, if we end the draft later on tonight, can he come back at like 4 in the morning and drop his picks? I don't know how that works.
I don't
Probably.
think. I think it only works if the clock is running, so he'd have to wait till tomorrow.
So I guess he could make like 4 really quick picks tomorrow. However, that'd work.
Oh, picks in Demarius Strong. So Alien hyping him up for fucking 20 minutes. Finally got him picked. He's
And we are on the clock, so give me like
He's the first 78 player to go.
I'm really liking the Saints draft so far. So Jets are up, so Jumbo is typing, I guess.
We'll be in about a second.
And then it's the Vikings again, so we got to sit out for 5 minutes.
All right, we took our second consecutive Arizona State offensive lineman.
Oh, wow, that's boring. Oh, I didn't like this guy, Lyle Matthews. He's my 17th ranked O-lineman.
Damn, Jumbo's fucking up so bad.
I had Carlos Gotthard as my best available.
Lyle Matthews. I actually didn't rank the.
Yeah, I have Gotthard, Rasmussen, Grant, Newton, and Paul Scott higher than Lyle Matthews.
Rasmussen's a pretty cool name.
I have a coworker named Rasmussen, and we call him by his last name. Okay, so now we gotta wait 5 minutes. So everybody, potty break.
Fucking Vikings.
Damn you, Vikings.
I picked a 78 player. Who was a 78? Christensen? Oh yeah, he was.
Oh yeah.
Ah, he was a 78. I didn't realize that. It's lower than I thought. Like I said, though, I don't really care that much about overall skill. I think the like production is more important, especially because within like a year, it basically doesn't matter.
Yeah, especially for the first couple rounds.
Yeah, later on, it's a little different. Oh god, we seriously have to wait. Are you serious?
Yep.
They are so.
Got another pick right after this too, so they're picking. They're going to benefit from both of these picks being forfeited.
So the Vikings picked a wide receiver that people booed them for, and then they just don't pick. They have abandoned ship. How many picks do they have today?
Their first round pick
4.
have been signed with their team after this disaster.
Sonny Beckett, yeah. It's gonna Lyle Collins it. It's gonna beat his wife, so he hopefully doesn't get entered in the draft. This is I can't believe the 4th Saints pick already. That's pretty crazy. How hyped are people to get the season started next week?
I'm pretty happy to kick Kansas City's ass.
My slight note here, I'm still trying to get the college season started next Thursday if I can finish progressing all this shit this weekend. But I don't know. There's like 28 left, I think, plus the new teams. If I can't do it by Wednesday morning, like finish all the progressions, then I'll start the college week 1 week later. But it'll for sure start by Thursday the 4th of June, if not next week. So, FYI. current.
Oh
plan.
yeah, so the opening game is going to be, I think it's Atlanta versus the Saints, right?
Yep. That will be our opening game. By the way, it's not that bad if the college season starts 1 week later, because college season is significantly shorter. So it'll just save you not doing anything in August.
Yeah, that's actually probably good if it starts a week later.
Yeah. I've been churning through these progressions. It's a bitch. So have some respect for my time. Fucking Vikings.
Damn Vikings.
Is there any team that still hasn't picked yet?
I think every team is picked now.
Colts. Colts haven't picked.
Oh yeah, the Colts.
They're not even here, I don't think, so it's interesting.
What is it with all these Super Bowl teams that are blowing up?
I don't know, it's totally in right now to fuck your team over. Man, we were turning through this thing at like a good time until it's the Vikings. Somebody message ALWL.
Oh, Oblivious is actually on, so Indianapolis will probably have their pick.
Oh, okay.
Did anyone like PM ALWL or something? Maybe he has like a phone that he'd be able to see.
They want to know about the process of progressing a team. It's pushing a button and then formatting text so that I can post it on the site. It's very fancy. Modern technology.
Yeah, I think their time expired.
How's it?
Yep. The New Orleans is on the clock. So they just took a defensive end. What do you guys think they need at this point? They took wide receiver, O-line, offensive tackle, and defensive end. No response.
I don't know.
All right. Let's see. They definitely don't need a defensive tackle. Maybe outside linebacker. Maybe a corner. I don't think the corner value is here at this point. They need a free safety. Wrong safety is kind of a need.
Maybe a wide receiver?
They already took one wide receiver.
Well,
And they have Greg Newman.
Greg Newman. Yeah.
He's an 89, but he's like a 5'9" guy, so he's like more of a slot guy, I think.
Yeah, I think he might be better as like a third.
So yeah, they could go receiver. I mean, there's value there still. They also could go running back if they want to, because they transition tagged their running back. I'm not sure they want to pay him once he's off the transition tag. We'll see.
People are discussing. They don't know which rounds are being drafted today because people don't read.
Yeah, the thing in the calendar has been there for like weeks, and it's on the right side of the thing. Like,
Welcome
I
to
posted the thread weeks ago. It's still there. You can still find it.
It's like people spend like 10 hours a day on the site but don't actually read any of the information. Houston or Saints, please let the clock run out so we just have the biggest shit fest of rushing the pick on tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon.
After the Saints?
Saints. After the Saints, it is the Texans, Giants, Bears, and Kansas City.
Interesting. Yeah, we're getting around the time when people are going to start taking guys who didn't go to the combine, I think.
Are we at that point yet?
No, but
it's only 7
it's getting to that point. Like when we hit the third round, it's going to start happening, I think.
I can't believe Erasmus McCready hasn't been taken, actually.
Really?
He was the most scouted quarterback out of everyone. So he was
I just
actually
think it's... I guess maybe second round is still a little early, but I think he'll go in the third. He needs...
Yeah.
I think he might be better off to go to a team that already has like a decent quarterback as like a... Not necessarily a backup, or like to push for a job. I don't think he'd be that good as like a... I don't know. I didn't attend the private combine stuff for him, so I have no idea.
Pick is in. It is defensive end Cliff Marconi, so they went 2 defensive ends.
They went the Cade strategy. That doesn't work.
What are you talking about? That always works. 0 out of 1 times.
0 out of 2. It's not twice.
Who else did that?
The Panthers. Quarterback, and then the next year defensive end.
No, I mean, yeah, but this hasn't proven to not work yet.
Except the past.
Probably
They traded their second pick every time.
I guess so.
So this is Houston.
I think they need a running back. They didn't take one yet, so.
Oh, they have Ricky Baird. He's like an 80.
Everything I've heard, they don't like him, so.
Okay, whatever.
Then they might just go for 1 here.
They don't have a lot of needs, so.
Houston says Erasmus is the same as Simmons, almost exactly the same combine. So that's a bad thing?
Well,
Terrible.
Rasmus has a national championship, right?
Yeah. I guess people are scared about the hype thing.
By the way, interesting note, Thomas Wheeler is now in the AFC West, and Weiss looked this up yesterday in his national championship game.
Buzz has been drafted.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
I didn't think he'd be the second running back taken.
I didn't either.
I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I hate it, but I don't know if I like it.
I feel like he's a better Justin Buchanan. So
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Anyway, I was saying in the national championship game that Alabama won, Thomas Wheeler he threw 3 interceptions, and one was to Tunch, one was to Gradishar, and the other was to who's that strong safety that San Diego took last year?
Tavian Oliphant.
Yeah. So all 3 of those guys are in the same division as Wheeler now. So
That's funny.
he's living his nightmare.
Flashbacks.
Wait, Sage just said rip Sage's broadcasting career.
I'm pretty sure you can still join.
Sage, you got the link.
You can still join if you want to fucking contribute to the awkward silences that we occasionally have.
So up now is the Giants.
Giants, Bears, Chiefs, Bucks, Colts.
Giants could take McCready.
And then Bucks again, and that's the end of the second.
It'd be funny if the Giants took McCready after all of this. Never mind, we don't want to go with Kotar anymore. Well, who else could they go for? I don't know what their needs are, so I don't think they have a lot.
They have a lot of needs. Their team is
They need a
bad.
receiver really bad, I think.
Well, they took one.
Cotton Lewis. Pick is in.
Yeah.
It's Cotton Lewis.
Yep.
I don't think you can go wrong taking like an 81 overall receiver at this point. Like,
Yeah, probably.
although I guess they did that last
kinda
year
weird.
and they went wrong.
They took Mark Harrington and then Cotton Lewis. Here, they're just like drafting. They're doing the Cleveland method of drafting a position. You just force like one to work.
It needs to work so bad. Yeah, they've spent a first in 2 seconds. First in 2 seconds in 2 years. And one of those guys is already off the roster.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick for them. I didn't have Cotton Lewis that highly rated, but in 81, this late in the second round is pretty good value. Even if
Yeah, you may as well.
Chicago, they took North Berkshire. There's still some value at receiver here if they want to get him a weapon.
What is that pig noise?
That's something from Jumbo. I don't know.
Jumbo is farming in South Africa.
Yeah, I'm farming. Brilliant. No, I don't know. It's not coming from me, I don't think.
It's definitely coming from you because your picture comes up whenever it goes.
Huh. Well, I also have a cold right now, so that's probably it. Just unconsciously.
Swear to God, I hear pigs. I just heard them like grunting. So who are we at? Bears.
Yeah, I mentioned they took Brookshire, so they could get a receiver here. They need some weapons for him. Not really sure what they have. Let me look.
This is their first pick since.
Yeah, they do need O-line pretty badly.
Carlos Gotthard, Clemson. I'm not reading the pick. I'm just saying that's what you should take.
Oh, okay. Yeah, their offensive tackles are a little better than the rest of their O-line. They don't have any guards. They have 2 centers, which is weird considering.
Maybe they're gonna play center at guard.
They really, really need a corner. They don't have anyone at corner except for 64. So.
Doctor, your formula is bullshit. Whatever you've been spreading in the shout box is bad.
I think it's Gill's formula.
Okay, well, it doesn't work.
Well, the problem is there's no corners worth the pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't draft a corner. Oh, I don't know. You might be able to reach up or take Dupree at this point, maybe.
Like I said, I do not like Dupree. I would avoid him at all costs, but that's just me. Oh, the pick is in. It is OT Bob McMahon.
Okay. Boring, unsexy pick, but whatever. They do need O-line.
Fair enough.
So Chiefs, Bucks, Colts, Bucks, end of round 2. So we're almost halfway done in only 1 hour. Holy crap.
All right.
Up picks in. It is Dewey Tomlinson, inside linebacker from Oklahoma State.
I don't like that guy. This was one of the reasons why I took Alex Martin with my first round pick, or at the end of the first, is because the top 3. I scouted all the inside linebackers. The top 3 were far and away a bit better than everyone else. Like these other guys were not impressive at all. And this guy only had 31 tackles last year. He did have 2 interceptions, so he seems like more of a pass defense guy. He is pass man. So
He also had a 15 on the Wonder Leg.
yeah, his combine was not good, to say the least.
Yeah, if he's a pass coverage guy, the bad Wonder Leg is a bit worrying.
Pick is in. Tampa has picked Ricky Chambers, wide receiver.
Interesting. I guess they did need a receiver.
I didn't have that guy that highly rated, but
I don't know anything. Yeah, he's on Alabama, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Did he do well last year?
Did they need a wide receiver? Don't they have Richard Wilson?
Yeah, I think their second guy was pretty mediocre. So.
Oh. Okay. Not much to say to that, I guess.
Just like, okay. So next up is Indy. I think this is literally their only pick that's not a comp pick.
Well, I'm just looking at. So they have Richard Wilson, who's an 84, and I'm not sure if this is updated with their new ratings, but he's an 84, and then they had Jason Voigt, who's a 78.
Colts they took another Alabama player, strong safety, Chris Brown.
Sounds like a guy who'll beat some people up,
Yeah, he'll really get after you.
especially women. All right. Yeah,
Who did you know he hits
there's
hard?
really like no distinction between this guy and Valdez, who's the other 78.
Walter Valdez sounds like an 80-year-old migrant farm worker.
So I don't really know which one of those is better, but they're like the same size, they're the same rating, they're the same type. They both had 2 interceptions, so in the last year, so it's like whatever.
It's whatever.
It's like, it's like, okay, man.
Tampa
So
Bay's
this will
up
last me
again.
the second round.
They're up again?
Yeah.
You traded them both these picks.
I don't know. I don't know what this could be. Let's look at the team thing. Somebody
They do need
has
a
monitor space.
So maybe they'll take the
Corner.
other guy.
The what guy?
Maybe they'll take the other strong safety we were just talking about. They do need
Walter
one.
Valdez.
They don't have a free safety on their roster.
Oh, wow. Edward Harrison?
No, they do have a strong safety on their roster. Dan Maxwell,
He's
who's a
a free
72.
Safety.
It says strong safety on the roster page
No,
I'm on.
he's saying they don't have
I
a
don't- Sorry. Apparently, I heard strong safety. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I mean, no one's going to reach for a free safety here. It's going to be in the third round if someone takes one.
I don't know.
There's not much
Oh.
trading going on this time.
Yeah, I don't think there's much trade buzz because I don't think anyone wants to trade up.
Yeah, why is there so little trading going on?
Because it feels like everyone is so mediocre that it's just kind of like, yeah, I'll take that guy. Okay, I hope he'll be okay.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah.
anyone like big that's falling. So
McCready is the only thing that I don't. But that's only for some people.
yeah.
Yeah, like everyone good got taken essentially.
I still have, out of my top 50, I still have like 6 players available.
Okay, they took outside linebacker Thomas Berry.
Oh. I guess that's,
Wasn't Arizona?
that must be the replacement for the. I took their outside linebacker in a trade.
I was gonna say wasn't Arizona State terrible last year, and now they've got like 3 players taken in the first 2 rounds.
Really?
Yeah,
Who else? Oh, Lyle Matthews.
we took 2. So.
Weird. I don't know. Yeah. Well, no, you gotta remember Azul was originally on them, so before he turned to shit, I guess he was recruiting stuff.
I guess. Maybe they just
All
had a
right.
mix of good players and
Officially in
terrible
the
players.
third round.
Oh
Pittsburgh.
yeah, I'm in the third. Sweet.
So Pittsburgh is up.
They took 2 O-line so far, right? Oh wait,
I think so.
they took a center and
a center
a
and
defensive tackle. So yeah, they took D-line and O-line.
This could be a receiver because they only have 1 on their roster. Could be an outside linebacker because those are terrible. Also, why do they have so many former Jets players? It's weird. It's just weird.
it's like looking at your old roster.
Yeah. Outside of that, like, there's not too many needs. They could use a safety. So this could be the farmer, Walter Valdez.
The farmer.
The farmer formerly known as Walter Valdez. My guess is they may take a receiver.
What about? Yeah, I think this might be a receiver, especially with the small run on receivers. It seems to be.
I think they may take Eddie McFadden. I think this is a good place for him.
I don't like that guy. I don't know why. I don't really have a valid reason. Just don't think he's gonna be good.
And then the pick is in, and they took Charlie Johnson.
Oh, the outside linebacker. Okay, that's a good pick. He was still my. Oh, I'll update my. Only players I have remaining for my top 50 are McCready, Michael Hawkins, the wide receiver, Sean Anderson, the running back, Zion Adakwa, the linebacker, Kelly Little, the tight end, and Daryl Mack, the wide receiver. That is it for my ranked players.
I actually had Johnson as my top-rated outside linebacker, so I think that's a really good pick.
Above Doherty?
Yeah. Production-wise, he was much better.
Okay, yeah, I do think it's a good pick. So we have two outside linebackers going on.
I gotta say it's weird because I feel like I've never heard this guy's name like ever.
Well, he plays in South Carolina, who's had like 20 coaches.
He had 70 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles last year.
Well, I mean, with like everyone talking about how the outside linebacker sucked, no one ever brought him up, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. So we are now into the third round. Denver. Do they have anybody even here?
Yeah, I think the Sam is here.
Is he?
I think. Maybe wrong. No, he's offline. I thought I saw him in the GM chat, but that might have been yesterday.
Well, Jumanji's on. That's
Jumanji's on the 49ers.
He's on the 49ers.
Laser Cat's girlfriend is or Jumanji.
Oh, okay. Laser Cat is on. Okay, so I guess she'll make the pick. I feel like Denver could use like basically everyone. This could be McCready actually. I feel like this could be McCready. I don't think they.
Darren Warner.
Did they? Oh yeah. Okay, maybe not.
Damn, Carolina has a lot of picks coming up.
Yeah, they do. Holy crap!
Well, we know where one of the receivers is gonna go.
At least.
Okay, looking at Denver's roster, they could use a receiver. They could probably use another offensive tackle, another guard. They could use a defensive end for sure. They could use a defensive tackle. They could use an outside linebacker. They could use a free safety. So basically, this could be a lot of different picks. I think this could be a receiver, though. This would be a good spot for a receiver.
I feel like these receivers are not going as high as I would have expected.
Well, it also kind of happened last year, too. Didn't like a couple of 80 receivers fall?
Yeah, last year also was pretty deep at receiver, so there was a lot of guys left late. It seems like the skill position players seem to fall a lot, just because there's a lot of them, and people already have like those players, especially quarterbacks, running backs.
You took your skill position player in the first, basically.
Yeah.
And now you want to build other parts.
I think their pick is in. Yeah, it's wide receiver Daryl Mack. I like that pick.
I like that pick too.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
I had him as my top receiver on the board left, so.
Here's my second receiver left. So here goes Carolina.
I think they might go Eddie McFadden here.
I would prefer to see Michael Hawkins.
I don't know. That guy's 5'9". They already have a 5-something guy on their team.
I thought their number one receiver was like.
They have Zimmerman still, right?
Yeah, he's their number one right now.
Yeah, so they have Zimmerman, who's Zimmerman's 6'2". Never mind. I thought he was small for some reason. Must have been thinking of someone else. So yeah, maybe they'll go for Hawkins.
There were a lot of receivers in the combine. Holy crap.
Yeah, a bunch of 80s. That was the thing. I think Heinz Mertens is going to go lower than he should.
I'm not that big of a fan of him.
I'm not a huge fan, but I think
Eddie
like, he's
McFadden,
better.
pick us in.
Oh, I called it.
Nice.
That was also my top receiver.
Let the run on wide receivers begin.
So that was two in a row for the top receivers for me. Casey.
This could be a wide receiver too. Patrick Burke, somebody.
Yeah, I have him as my top guy right now, but actually Hawkins might be a little better.
I mean, the problem with Hawkins is the height thing.
Yeah. Hawkins definitely had better
Yeah.
production.
I feel like,
But Florida did pass like a million times a game, didn't they? So
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, even with that, like, he was still really good.
yeah, that's something you gotta take into account with receivers, is like their offense they were in and their quarterback.
I mean, sure, they passed a bunch of times, but he caught a bunch of times. So do you guys think the Chiefs are going to go for a receiver then?
I think it's a possibility. Not really sure. They're hard to tell.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell what they do. It looks like most of the expansion teams seem to have kept their third-round picks.
It compared to the rest of them, at least.
Yeah.
I could see them going defensive end here. Did they take one before? I don't remember.
No, I don't
they
think
did,
so.
actually.
Don't think so.
I don't think so. They didn't. They took Chris Gray and Dewey Tomlinson.
Okay. Yeah, I could see them going defensive end. There's still some valuable guys there left.
Keyshawn Vance.
Hicks or Vance.
I don't like Hicks.
Hicks he's not great. He's not bad.
Brian Bynum.
I think it'd be too early to take Bynum. He's a 76.
Yeah, that's.
He did have production, but
You got to be a little scared.
We look at the panel. Yeah, Hicks, Vance, Bynum, David Drake, Kevin Alford was pretty good in college.
That is true.
James Duncan, I don't really know. There's a lot of better ones that are like further down. Jarius Davis, Ernie Boojas.
Clayton Jones had 7.5 sacks.
Clayton James.
James.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pick is it pick in?
No,
No.
1 minute left.
No, it looks like it got traded to the Eagles.
What?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it says Phillies on the clock.
Of course, Casey would trade their pick.
They moved down 2 spots for a 7th.
What? Wow.
So I think Philly wanted to jump for someone.
So Philly wanted to jump Arizona?
Yeah. Apparently.
Pick should be in pretty soon if they jump someone.
My guess is it's a receiver then.
Michael Hawkins, pick is in.
Yep.
So Arizona was trying to get Michael Hawkins?
Well, because they drafted Jarius Jones and they haven't drafted a receiver yet. So they may be thinking that they'll go for a receiver. Which is
So
fair
the
enough.
Chiefs pick up a free 7th rounder for basically no loss of their own.
That's yeah. That's pretty good for them, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Crazy stuff.
Is this going to be the 4th wide receiver in a row?
Wow, this is insane. What the hell's going on?
Third round is receiver round. Second round was offensive.
Yeah, now it's back to skill positions. Wow, Chester Dornbos was mocked as a possible mid-first round pick. Still on the board.
Yeah, I remember somebody drafted them for me in the late first round in one of my mocks, and then I had to tell them I'm not drafting running back in the first round.
You don't have a running back, do you? Oh wait, you have Brian Cano.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically you don't have a running back.
He's pretty unproven.
Alien confirmed taking Sean Anderson.
I don't like Sean Anderson. He had 3 fumbles. I don't like fumbles.
Nick Hall fumbles. They can be friends together and fumble in the end zone.
He didn't fumble this year.
They can fumble against me in the AFC Championship game.
Please no.
Raiders fumble in the
touchdown.
Raiders fumble in the playoffs. Where do I know that from?
Every year, all the games.
Fucking Justin Buchanan fumbled in the Super Bowl. Damn it.
Champions of fumbling.
Alright. Still haven't picked yet. Maybe they actually did jump Arizona to take off.
ALWL thought the draft started at 8.
Of course he
He
did.
is on now. So keep an eye on those 2 Vikings selections.
Whoops. That's a pretty big whoops.
Fucking Vikings are
Oopsie.
lol. So keep an eye on the 2 Vikings picks. It's 53 and 56. Fortunately, he actually didn't miss that many. If he needed a wide receiver, he got fucked.
Yeah. Well, he already picked a wide receiver, remember?
Yeah. Other than that, not really that many other positions that went bad.
Pretty sure they weren't going to take Buzz Etcherby either. So.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, this could just be like a 4th receiver in a row.
Stat, interesting stat. Enmise has been involved in 2/3 of the trades on the draft board.
That is absurd.
Justin Buchanan is being advertised on the block. The Chiefs are taking Sean Anderson.
They advertise everyone on the block.
That's true. ALWL is still whoopsing in the shout box. Arizona running out of time. Why is it getting slow again all of a sudden? It was like going faster, and now it's really slow.
Who knows, man?
Who's the Arizona people? It's LDO, right?
Yes.
Crimson Chin.
Crimson Chin, the former Viking. I don't know why so many people have bailed on the Vikings.
Because fuck them.
Yeah, fuck.
Maybe they're sick of the LWL's homerism for the Patriots.
That's true. I would get sick
Who
of
is
it.
it? So I guess we might see Minnesota make some picks now.
I've been refreshing to see if they pick, but nobody yet.
What happens in the weird situation where Arizona is like filling out their pick for someone, and then the Vikings take it?
Oh, Jim
Maybe-
Dupree.
maybe-
They picked Jim Dupree. Minnesota did.
So okay, they basically threw that pick away.
Well, I guess they just really like corner. Who's the best corner?
Wow, panic pick into a shit pick. Literally missed that we were talking about how shitty that player was, and then picked them.
That's it.
Well, the Vikings are blowing it.
Kansas City's on the clock? Oh god, it's like fucked up. I think the interface broke. Arizona hasn't picked it, but it moved the clock down 1 because of the Vikings pick. In spiral. Oh, Richard Hicks. I don't like that either. Don't like.
I think it's okay. I mean,
I think a lot of other
Third
defensive
round.
lines are better.
he's an okay pick in the 3rd. Yeah, there's some guys that are better that are left, but they just get to fall to Saluna.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What else is there? So they made 2 picks now, right? They made both their picks.
Minnesota still has one more pick. No, that was
Okay.
Arizona that pick.
Okay.
It like updated the clock before the Arizona pick was displayed for some reason.
Oh, Minnesota picked outside linebacker Mike Johnson. He's a 75 overall.
What? A 75? We're looking at 79 still.
That was their second rounder too.
That's my 7th best available outside linebacker.
Oh, we lined up on that one. I used my 7th as well.
Am I good to go here?
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late. I
Hey.
had to do a lot of graduation stuff today. It's that weekend again.
So, Vikings just took the shitty cornerback and reached on an outside linebacker that's 7 points below the current outside linebackers that are available.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Vikings
reason the
are-
clock went down is because Arizona ran out of time, but then they picked it like while Kansas City was on the clock.
Okay.
So is VT Gorilla a Viking still or not at all?
Yes, I think so.
All right.
People were saying
I think-
it's not.
I
I
think
don't-
he's still on the Vikings.
I think ALWL told me that VT Gorilla wasn't doing anything, so he did a coup, and that's why he's not on the stat or like the official staff sheet on the wiki and stuff.
Oh, maybe.
Really?
I'm sure
That would make
ALWL
sense.
can clarify in the shout box whenever he hears this.
All right. Well, KC, we already talked about them before because they traded down 2 picks.
Well, we should talk about the fucking ridiculous reach on that 7th best outside linebacker for the Vikings.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they needed an outside linebacker, but there were better ones available.
Significantly better ones.
I have Gassaway. He's not amazing, but he's 3 points higher rated.
I have Chris Reed, Gassaway, Brooks, Jack Durrance, and Trevor Reed as better.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big reach.
Kansas City's
Durrance
trying to
really
trade this pick.
had like 12 tackles when I saw.
The Texans are shopping Von Gash, and Kansas City is trying to trade this pick.
Kansas City, what the fuck?
They might actually not be that good next year, mostly because they just don't pick. Like, I don't think they have any picks.
Has Green Bay picked at all? Like this entire draft?
They had one
Yeah.
pick. Yeah, they picked an offensive tackle.
They took David Hughes.
Man, I don't understand that. They have 3 really active guys, and then
Ted
I
doesn't
think
give a
they-
fuck about the draft, so
man,
Yeah, they don't like the draft.
I know they scouted like 5 kickers or something ridiculous.
yeah.
So who's been the most notable pick so far today for you guys?
I really like Demarius Strong going to the Saints.
I like Mike Latta to the Panthers.
I love
Yeah.
Mike Latta to the Panthers. That was. I heard yesterday Cade was pretty mad at Randy for not going Mike Latta in the first pick,
Yeah, he
but then to get Wallaball and Latta, I think that's huge for the Panthers.
they've had a really good draft, yeah.
I still think they'll be bad to mediocre this year, but they're building for the future, so. And they're not like loading up on first round picks and fucking their cap, so that's good. They're like in full rebuild.
Okay, hold on. Just a quick update. Enmy's messaged me. He can't pick. Something went wrong when Minnesota made their picks, so we gotta take a quick break and fix the interface.
Oh, so I wasn't lying when I said that something broke.
Yeah, so we gotta wait for this to start working. So
Sparrow.
the clock has been paused, I believe.
Alright, I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
I mean, we went fast, so at least we have the time.
What is
I wonder why that fuck happened, though. That's why I'm confused.
it got somehow messed up because of the delay thing.
That could be it.
Inspiral's talking in all caps in the shop box. He's feeling my frustration.
Yeah. So you just gotta wait on the interface to be fixed. Sorry for the delay. It's not just his password. So we'll be back after these messages. I don't know.
Go to commercial.
Someone play Frozen.
I would, but I don't know how to play music through the. Because its mic is the input. I don't know how to change the input. Oh wait, I know how to change it.
Play music on your phone.
Hold on,
Then
does this
hold
work?
the
Let me try
computer.
this. Let me try this. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Is it playing?
Wait, the Vikings drafted Mike Johnson? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a
We
terrible.
know.
They
We know.
they missed their picks, so they had to pick them later.
Oh my gosh.
They had 2 picks, like 53 and 56, and they missed both of them. They didn't pick until 68 was already on the board, I think. Or
I think
69.
the only thing that stands out about Mike Johnson is that he's 240 pounds, but Andre Gassaway is 220. Other than that, that makes no sense.
Well, I don't know. The Vikings past couple of years have been on like going down. They still have good players, obviously, but everyone keeps leaving that team.
Weird,
Yeah,
I can't
Leo's
figure it
running
out.
by himself, basically. So
I don't know how to figure this out, so never mind.
Oh, Proletariat wants us to talk about that a wide receiver run just then. Who do we think is the best?
Who are the 4? I don't have it open.
It's Daryl Mack out of Alabama, Eddie McFadden out of Baylor, and Michael Hawkins out of Florida. Me personally, I think Eddie McFadden's the best just because that guy is really fast. And he's going to Carolina with Skaggs, and I think he might be the #1 receiver there.
He is. 100% he is.
I don't like Eddie McFadden. That's my one receiver that I don't like.
I think
don't
he'll be
like
fine with
him
Skaggs.
at all.
I think it'll be fine. I don't blame his bad stats on him. Like, it clearly wasn't his fault because his quarterback was Vic, who was terrible.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Daryl Mack, I like that guy. But Denver, I'm not sure he'll do well there. He's got Darren Warner. I'm not sure Darren Warner. I feel like Darren Warner's career is like completely fucked up at this point, just because he's been tossed around so much. You can't ever settle down in one place.
Yeah, and now he has to go to Denver.
Yeah, and Denver's
Terrible.
not a good team right now.
I think their offense
I don't
isn't going
think
to be
it's a
as bad with Warner. It's the same thing that Seattle's offense was terrible last season until they got Warner, and then it was like serviceable.
I think the thing about I don't know Darren Warner's combine stuff in the first year, but I think he's a good game manager. I don't think he's really that much like great at anything else. So we'll see.
So,
Game manager is good if you're running offense. If you're a running team. So which they are.
Right.
I want to say this real quick. Rome is shopping Danny Patrick. Rest in
Traded
peace.
for a 4th.
So this is like the classic giving up on a player too early thing.
I think as-
Patrick was more Rabid's idea than Rome's idea.
Even
definitely.
so, Rome was the one doing the picks, so because Rabbit was the coach.
I knew we had a
Yeah.
trade lined up last year with the Ravens in case they didn't get their guy. And when their guy turned out to be Danny Patrick, we were all stunned. We
I will
could
be right back. I have a slight phone-related emergency. I will be back in like 5 minutes. I'm sure you guys can.
Okay.
Till then.
Basically, you thought your guy wasn't gonna be there.
Yeah, like they could have traded down with us. I think we were giving up our second and two of our thirds, maybe. I'm not sure. Or no, 2 seconds and a third to get back in the first round. No, 2 seconds and a fifth probably. And I think they would have won that trade. I can't remember the exact trade details though, but we were giving up some draft picks for their first in case their guy wasn't there, and it didn't happen. And I mean, for us, I think we would have taken Antonio Birch there, and I mean, thank God we didn't do that trade.
Good thing you didn't do that trade. You're damn right about that.
Okay, so Jacob says Darren Werner's combine was poor mobility, great game manager, medium arm, and medium accuracy.
Yeah, so that's basically what I thought. So that's pretty good, but he hasn't progressed much because he's been like benched and traded around so much. So I feel like he's never going to hit his full potential as if he had stayed on the team.
I think this is his make or break year. Like if he can turn Denver into a team that wins at least like 4 or 5 games, he's a success. Because all they do is hand the ball off to Rambo. That's all they do. I have a feeling
he's slightly more balanced now.
Is Douglas Chadwick still available?
Yes, of course he is. He's like a 75.
Yeah, no, Werner will throw to Douglas Chadwick. There's no doubt in my mind Denver's going to take him.
I don't like understand. I know that's like a guy from the school that Sam coaches, but I don't. Is he good? Like he didn't seem very good from his stats.
Well, they didn't throw a lot.
They don't have a good
in my
QB.
mind, I think Denver might do something like Dick Cook and then Michael Ace Vito just for the Sam's guys, and then do triple option.
When LDO was on Indiana like 2 years ago or something, he was pretty good because I think they had an actual decent QB.
Yeah, so we'll see how Darren Werner works out on that team. I think it might be okay for them. This Darryl Mack is like a good receiver, so they needed a number 1 guy. I like it for them, but they are a running offense, so he probably won't have huge production just because they're a scheme, unless they change it, obviously. But
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's not. I don't think all hope is lost for them, but at the same time, like they're still not a good team.
yeah, they really got mismanaged by their previous ownership. It's not completely the fault of the.
It's not the fault of the Sam. Like I'm not blaming him
Yeah.
or anything.
All right, looks like the interface is back, and the Jets traded for the Casey's pick.
We did.
That's what it looks like.
The Jets did?
Unless they're
No, we did trade for it. I was faking surprise.
Oh.
okay. 'Cause I was thinking maybe Inspro was like testing it or something.
No, the reason it broke kind of is because he was trying to trade us his pick, and the option wasn't available to trade the pick. Like only 71 was available to trade, so that was the problem.
Okay. So is the
So,
clock
I guess-
on, or no? It doesn't look like
Yeah.
it. It reset because it got traded.
All right. Yeah. So we'll make a pick shortly. Just I don't know when he's gonna run the clock again. So I guess he'll tell me.
What are the Jets' needs so far? They addressed center in the first round, and then in the second, they got a
Offensive tackle.
yeah, okay.
I think they might go receiver. There's been a run on them, so if they want to get.
I don't know. I think they're pretty high on Charlie Paul and Jim Yurmanora. I don't think that receiver is the way to go here.
We also have a 79 in our third receiver.
Yeah, I think this will be a defensive pick. Let me look at their team page real quick.
I don't really like much left on defense for this for where we are. There's not really value at corner, inside linebacker. There is a defensive end, but that's not a need for them. There's outside linebacker. There's like a couple guys that are pickable here, I think. There's still Tommy Brooks, defensive tackle, if they want to go for that.
What's the inside linebacker situation? Because I think they could stand to upgrade at inside linebacker. Right now, their best is Rich Barker is a 78, but I think looking at their team sheet that the Jets run a 3-4. No way. No, they don't run a 3. They run a 4-3. Jimmy Workman, maybe?
Jimmy
He
Workman
doesn't really have good
not have a
stats,
very
though.
good combine, in my opinion. His stats were mediocre. Saluna said Zion Adakwa is better. I don't know. He has better stats, but he wasn't at the combine, so.
The Jets don't have a free safety. Is this the first free safety off the board? They run a man coverage scheme, so Edward Harrison, maybe? Bit of a reach there, though.
Well, they traded up, so it's somebody that they definitely they need. So.
What's that noise in the background?
Might be Saluna.
I think he muted his mic, so I doubt it would be him.
I'm not sure then. Maybe they go Erasmus McCready, give Weggert some competition, right, guys? Come on.
We traded up for McCready.
Trade up for McCready? I don't think so.
That would be interesting. Just gonna double check that I have all the wiki picks in.
What was the trade specifics? I don't see it on the interface.
It's not working on the interface, so just look on the forum.
Okay. Third round pick for the Jets, giving up Johnston and the third round pick swap. If they gave up like Ray McBride, I would think Keyshawn Vance here, but
They're not going to give up on McBride. He had a good rookie season.
yeah, I thought McBride really well. I know they were shopping them before that.
Yeah, we got higher offers than a third for him anyway, so.
So yeah, the pick is in, I think? No. Yeah, Zion Adakwa. All right, so inside linebacker. I think that's a little bit of a reach, personally, but if you need that guy, it's probably the best one left. So I don't like any of the inside linebackers after Martin, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised they traded up for it, honestly. Just because, they didn't really need Johnston anyway since they got Brum yesterday.
It makes sense if you think that inside linebacker is a position that is really not very deep in this draft, which is something I think. So it's a little bit of a reach, but it's understandable considering the other inside linebackers available.
The only reason we traded up for him is because we could give up someone that we absolutely did not need in the slightest. And I was worried that he would be taken ahead of us because Saluna was starting to hype him up a little bit.
What did you trade a player for him?
Yeah, we just traded center Rob Johnston, and also Ace Wolf is pissed, so I assume it was a good move.
Oh. Yeah, so that's actually if people actually wanted him, then that's a good pick.
Yeah. I just figured if we wanted to take him, it would be better to trade up because also I think everyone kind of knew that we needed an inside linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pittsburgh is up.
I remember several mocks predicting Philip Moore to fly to the Jets somehow in the first round.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. I knew Saluna would take him. I just knew it in the bottom of my heart. My cold, dead heart. Apparently there's another trade issue.
Does Carolina have
243 is not a comp pick, so we should be able to trade it.
does Carolina have 4 picks in the 3rd round? That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
have a lot of picks.
they just like straight up have a bunch of picks. I don't know why.
For
Well, I
some
know
reason, I'm
why.
not sure. Like, I would much rather have had like another second than like 2 of these thirds, though, because I feel like the talent level at this point is very iffy, except for a
especially
few positions.
with the 8-team expansion. I mean, the draft has fallen off really hard. In the 3rd round, we're already drafting like
76. Yep.
yeah. I think last season in the 3rd round we drafted Keith Wells, and he ended up having a great rookie season. 3 picks, led our team, and I mean I don't know whoever we draft this year is going to have that kind of impact. Same for every team.
Did somebody say
Like-
something in the background?
That may have been me. Yeah, I said especially because your team is better at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so there's definitely an issue with trading Pittsburgh
Yeah.
as well.
Inspiral, if you hear this, like, please pause the clock and try to fix this issue if you haven't.
Don't you have him in the chat?
Yeah, but sometimes he's not checking, so. Okay, so who are the Steelers trying to trade with? Does anyone know, or did the Steelers
I
say
think
it?
it's the Bears. I think it's the
Okay.
Bears.
So what would the Bears be going for here?
Could be honestly anything.
Yeah, I
If
could
they're
really see
trading
it
up-
being.
I think they're going to be taking a position that's been like picked clean, so it's got to be wide receiver or
Okay, the trade's up. Oh, wow. So Pittsburgh gives up a 3rd and a 7th. Buffalo gives a 6th and a future 2nd.
also.
I wonder who's Buffalo. Wait, does this affect
Okay.
right now? Who's Buffalo trying to get?
Probably. I actually have no idea. All right, I'm just going to say something quickly before we move on. InSpiral says the problem with the interface is that there are 2 processes running, and the server's a bit laggy, so the processes got out of sync when Minnesota made the pick. There's no code bug, it's a problem with the server. So in the future, if that happens again, we just need to make sure that they have time to sync.
Okay.
Make sense?
Well, I actually think this is a terrible trade for Buffalo.
I'm
yeah,
surprised they're
especially with
willing
the
to give up
value
that
that
much.
you can get at the 2nd round versus the value that you can get in the 3rd round. I mean, I don't like this trade at all.
Yeah, that's
Someone
a
said,
really
someone said they're going for
questionable
McCready. I don't
think
know
with
who they're
McCre-
jumping to do that.
I think
But
with McCready, you need a good offensive line. I don't think McCready's going to excel anywhere that doesn't have a good offensive line.
I mean, if it's for a QB, like I can't hate on trading future picks for a QB personally. If you like him enough, and it's a future 2nd, not a future 1st. Problem is they're going to be bad next year, so that might not be the greatest.
This is has not been confirmed by the Bills yet, by the way. So
Oh,
Maybe they're waiting for the reaction so they could back out.
we should stop hating
No,
on
I'm just
picks
kidding.
before they get confirmed.
They did confirm it on the interface now, so Buffalo's on the clock.
okay.
So one questionable move yesterday when they traded for Ulysses Smith, another questionable move today.
I'm cool with it.
They're catching up with the Bengals on questionable trades.
Alright,
Yeah.
so we can pretty safely assume there's going to be McCready, right?
In my mind, it has to be McCready.
Neo is still salty about yesterday with Buffalo.
I think Neo's going to have a forever grudge against Buffalo.
I honestly don't understand it. I think Sean Jenkins is going to be better than Ortiz. in the long run.
I think Sean Jenkins has a chance to be the greatest of all time wide receiver, better than Walt Peck, better than
He
anyone else.
certainly has the highest ceiling of any receiver taken since Walpack. So,
I mean, based on the combine, it seems like he may have an even higher ceiling.
well, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Since Walpack, there hasn't been like a receiver of his caliber. Jenkins is easily of his caliber, if not greater. That's what I'm trying to say.
But I mean, Ortiz comes in as a higher rating than Elvis Brum. He has a greater body of work. I think Ortiz has a chance of becoming the greatest of all time at defensive end. So
Pick is in. It is Erasmus McCready. So
yeah, as expected.
It almost had to be.
So quarterbacks at this point, unless you like James Dale, you're not really kind of shit out of luck with a quarterback.
I do have info on a couple teams that like him that I'm not going to reveal on the broadcast.
You could also go with Dick Cook if you want a scrambler, or Glenn Spencer if you're not worried about the injury risk.
I remember yesterday though, Saluna I think has Donald Caldwell after James Dale.
He said Robert Martin.
Oh, I mean Robert Martin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my order right now is James Dale, Donald Caldwell, Robert Martin, like Thomas, Dick Cook.
I have Martin above Caldwell, but other than that, like the same.
If Dick Cook had a faster 40 time, and if Glenn Spencer wasn't made of glass, I think they'd be draftable. But right now, I think Dick Cook would be a better tight end than quarterback.
I don't think he's fast enough for tight end.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Dick Cook is like he might kind of be like Taylor Hayden, which is like he's not a great.
We've missed
He's
two
a
picks.
terrible passer.
We've
Anyway.
missed two picks. San
Inside
Francisco
linebacker. Oh wow.
gets outside linebacker Chris Reed. Jimmy Workman goes to Carolina.
I don't like Workman at all. I think he's kind of shitty, but
Yeah.
did
We were
trade
looking
Mike
at
Smith,
Workman.
so-
His stats in 2015 he had 33 tackles and 2 sacks. In 2016 he only had 48 tackles. I mean it's an okay body of work, but we weren't really sold after that.
Right. Yeah, I think he had a really good year in like 2014 or 2013 though.
yeah, I just don't. I don't like the inside linebackers, but it's pretty good that now looking at it, it's pretty good that you traded up to get signed at Aqua. Pretty sure they
Yeah,
would have taken
exactly.
him instead.
Well, no, because Carolina runs zone. I think they would have taken Workman.
I don't know if that even matters because they traded their starter. They traded Mike Smith.
True. Well, they still have Trent Haynes, I guess. All right, so now we've got Washington on the clock.
Who's Washington's quarterback right now? Is Javier Fields, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they don't need a QB. The next team on the clock that I could see taking a QB, like there's no one. Maybe Dallas. Dallas could take a chance on someone.
You think the New York Giants go for one? I'm not sold on Kotar.
Cleveland could take Glenn Spencer or Dick Cook because they do run a scrambling quarterback, and they don't
Yeah.
have a solid starter. Ryan Clark is. They picked him last year to start, but we don't know anything about him because he hasn't actually played in the NFL.
I thought
Okay.
Clark had an amazing combine last season. I'm pretty excited to see what he does. If Xander Williams didn't have like a ridiculous coming out party season type deal last season, he would have been pretty good.
Well, I guess that's why he left Cleveland, right? But I'm just
Yeah, Cleveland, just like in real life, is not. They're not allowed to have good quarterbacks.
And the
Finally
Bills are
get a
now
good one, and
shopping
then
Robert
he-
Aikman.
All
They
right,
love their man
so-
McCready.
the 49ers, since we didn't really talk about it, they took Chris Reed from Oklahoma State. He had 25 tackles and interception for a touchdown last year. Okay, cool. Not amazing, not great.
Yeah. The Bills, if they're shopping Robert Aikman, they're not going to get much there, I'm pretty sure. That guy is
shopping.
not highly touted at all.
And I think he's on like a $7 million contract for his first season, which I'm not paying Robert Aikman $7 million, and he went to Tennessee.
Wow. Is that really his contract?
He was a free
Yeah.
agent this year, yeah.
I'm surprised the team was willing to give him $7 million, and I'm pretty sure they weren't even in on the bidding for like Xander Williams or.
Right, Washington took
Mike
Adrian Allen
Ontario.
from Duke.
I don't like Adrian Allen.
I scouted him. I initially thought he might be a steal, but he has high injury risk, and he was in that offense that throws like 70 times a game, so his production is like inflated because of that. I feel.
It is. I'll
So-
give him that Mark White is one of the most like inaccurate QBs I've ever seen in my life, but at the same time, I don't know. I was never all that impressed by Allen. Like he got shut off the stat sheet a couple times. Like he's
Is there
never seemed
anything-
that good.
Is there anything wrong with Patrick Burke? He's just sitting there, and everyone's avoiding him like the plague.
I actually had him like semi decently ranked among receivers.
I had him right below Cotton Lewis, so
Yeah,
both
I had him
wrong.
right below Cotton Lewis. I had him right below Cotton Lewis too, actually. He just didn't have a really good combine.
He's one of the slowest receivers, and he doesn't really jump well. But
All right, the Giants have picked Keyshawn Vance, defensive end. I like that pick.
There's a good
actually.
pick.
I like Keyshawn
Yeah.
Vance.
People with the name Keyshawn are always good, so you can never go
Without
wrong
exception.
with those
I think the only slight knock on him is that he's 240 pounds. That's not very big for a defensive end.
That's true, but his production was pretty good despite that. So he had 7 sacks last year and a forced fumble.
It's probably worth a shot. You'll say they actually paid $5 million for Aikman and not 7.
Okay.
Not a huge difference. Only an expansion team could be able to afford to pay that for a backup quarterback. So
Well, at this juncture, he's not even a backup.
Carolina has 2 picks in a row right now.
Do you think they could take another receiver? It's
Uh,
plausible, I think. They
It's
could take
definitely
Burke.
plausible. I think they're going to try to shore up their defense, though.
True. Did they take another corner yet?
Yeah, they need a corner opposite Tennessee.
They
Yeah.
took Maury Gregg. They took Maury Gregg.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
they-
good pick. Or no, that's a bad pick. Isn't he a Ulysses Smith guy?
Yeah. I don't know. They could go maybe offensive line, maybe some secondary help.
Who's left out of the offensive tackles? You got Carlos Goddard, Joseph Rasmussen.
Gotthard is gone. I think you picked already.
Are you sure? I feel like he hasn't been
Goddard's
taken.
still
He has-
there.
no, he's still there.
Oh, is he? I thought he got picked.
There's a
Nope.
James Jones out of Iowa. Just off name alone, I bet he's some giant white guy.
James Jones in real life is a black guy.
Does Iowa have a player named James Jones? Oh,
No, the James Jones, the receiver, is the one
Yeah.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
okay.
I don't know. What else could Carolina use really?
They could upgrade at tight end. They have Bob Branch, but
I doubt they're going to. If they
No,
were
I
going
don't
to,
think
it
they're
would have
going
been
to do
Tony
that.
Huff.
Bob Branch is the most ridiculous two-time Pro Bowling tight end.
Yeah.
And Tony Huff is
Yeah.
already gone. I mean, that was the only guy that could reasonably be.
If they want,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to run a 4-3 or 3-4, but if they're going to run a 4-3, they could definitely pick up a defensive tackle like Tommy Brooks.
Reggie Hedberg out of Tennessee, Big Reg, is available. Just throwing that out there. Shout out to LDO.
Don't they? I feel like they have like no defensive tackle to speak of. So
They took
that
one
would
already.
actually be a
They took
possibility.
Wardlaw.
Did
They
they?
did-
Oh yeah.
Last season they
had so
got
many picks.
Last season they had Ron Rice and Kendrick Drongs, right? Or however
Yeah.
you say that. Kendrick had no stats, if I remember correctly. Ron Rice had a pretty good year, though.
I think
Yeah.
Ron Rice had like 3-4 sacks. The Bills are officially shopping Aikman, I guess. I don't think they're going to get anything for him. Plus, I love the comments. This is funny, actually. PM me if you want a solid QB for a 1-year deal. Quote, solid QB. Quote, QB. Quote, 81. That's good stuff. I think Carolina might just be taking their time. They only have 15 seconds left, but that might be to because
It
they have the
doesn't
next pick
matter.
anyway. They could take as much time as they want.
Do you think Patrick Burke is one of these picks right here?
Their first pick is in. They took Andre Gassaway, outside linebacker.
I thought he was okay.
Yeah, same here. He's pretty highly rated for the players that are left, though, so it's not terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys
It's
that
worth
are
the
left
risk.
are kind of unproven, so
A lot of them are just like may as well.
just
type
other guys. Yeah, they're Jags.
Jags.
I don't know. Herb Petco has a pretty amazing name. I think he has a good career ahead of him.
Their second pick is in. It is fullback Donnie Hubbard.
Wow.
Fullback.
What?
Wow. That's
What?
I don't
Look,
think anyone was thinking.
They're going for they got a fullback from Mike Latta.
I liked him in
Run
like
game.
I liked him in like the 5th round.
Yeah, I didn't think anyone was looking at fullback before the 5th round. That's a reach.
That's absurd.
The Tennessee Titans in real life drafted the fullback out of Alabama in the 4th round, I think. That was the first fullback this year in the real draft. This is a bit absurd.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
Baltimore
even-
selects Carlos Goddard,
Yeah.
offensive tackle.
I thought he already got taken, but yeah, you guys are right. That's a good pick. Didn't they already pick offensive tackle, or did they not? Maybe
No,
I don't
they
think
took
they did.
defense.
I mocked them one. That's why I'm confused. So that actually,
Yeah,
that actually makes sense.
I think that's a good pick for them at this point. The guy who went to the combine, it didn't do like that bad.
Who's left out of the offensive tackles since so many are gone already? You got
Okay, hold
James
on. I
Jones.
just want to talk about the fullback quickly. He actually had a really good combine. Like, at this point, with all the players left being so mediocre, I don't know if that's a terrible pick as much as it seems on the surface.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Who's up next? San Diego.
San Diego Superchargers.
I think they're
No,
going
they
to go
just
for corner. I was going to say, but let's see. Oh,
Could be.
Kevin Potts, cornerback. Actually, that was my highest rated guy on the board, so makes sense.
I think San Diego's having a really good draft this year. They're getting a lot of guys that fall to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And they're all positions of need for them too. So
Yeah.
this guy, I'm not sure he's their best cornerback. I think he is though, because their corner
Yeah.
situation was not very good last year. He had Ricky
had pretty
Rose
good
and
stats.
somebody else.
Yeah. Also, Rome just said in the shout box he wanted a Dakwa or Reed there, so I think my trade up was good. Just gonna point that out.
Yeah,
And then
Self-congratulating.
it's like
San Diego has a former Tennessee player as one of their corners. He was a 3.5 in college. I think he's a 78 currently.
He's a 76.
Yeah, it's Cedric Madison. Is that
Yeah.
it?
So I think he'll put Potts at number 1, actually.
Yeah, Cedric Madison was good the first year, and then the Lions got
Something
accused
happened.
one, so they kind of let him go.
Right.
In college, though, Cedric Madison had one game where he had 17 tackles. So, kid
I don't know if
can
that's a
play.
good or a bad thing.
Kid can
For
play
a
limited.
corner,
Since he's a zone corner, I gotta say I don't think that's a good thing. Like it just doesn't feel good, like a good thing.
So we already had a fullback taken. What do you guys think? First kicker taken.
It's gonna be probably Chiavarini or Chris Hogue, one of those two. Those are the two best kickers.
Not Gino?
Yeah, Chiavarini.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Gino was absurd in college. I think he needs to be the first kicker taken.
Yeah, and I think he got an A grade kicking in the combine.
Yep. Him and Brian Evans out of Florida both have A's. Chris Hogue has an A-.
I was more looking at like what round do you think they'll be though? Like the first one taken.
Whatever the Packers' next pick is.
I could see one towards. I could see one towards the end of this round. I could see one in the fourth. That's probably around when it's going to happen.
What do we think about
Packers' next pick is the fifth.
What do we think about the punter Jason Sochia out of Notre Dame?
I think he's the only elite punter in this group. Everyone else is mediocre. Free safety taken, first one by Tampa Bay, Edward Harrison.
Yeah, it works for this round. I don't really know what Tampa Bay's team situation is.
This is the highest rated one, but I actually didn't have him that highly rated. Stats wise, he wasn't that amazing, but we'll see. Free safeties are hard to judge based on stats, so because they have a hard time making the stat sheet unless they get picks. So
it could be good, possibly.
Yeah. At this point, it's not a
seven.
reach. Yeah, at this point, it's not a reach. So we're getting to the point where the guards are not a reach either. We've only had one guard taken.
Yeah, I could.
They're like not very good. So.
Some guards should start coming down. What's the good conversion for guards? Guards can play center as well, but not really play offensive tackle well.
I think that's right.
Would make sense if guards could play tackle. So who's up now? Seattle. I feel like Seattle's been up a bunch of times. So who have they taken? They took Corey Quinn, John Trapaka, and Tony Huff. So could this finally be receiver? Could this be where Patrick Burke goes?
That would be a good fit here. I think so. I'm surprised they haven't gone receiver yet. I had them in my mock. I had them going Harrington in the first round. That's before we knew Harrington was bad.
Well, we don't know he's bad. Salona just doesn't like him.
Yeah,
just because Salona says he's not good doesn't necessarily mean he's bad.
Yeah, I think he may just be not necessarily first round worthy at that point, but still pretty good. Something like that.
Yeah,
at least he offers
I would be
value
surprised if
over time.
receiver here, honestly.
It almost has to be, I think. I can't think of too many other team needs. That would make sense. Huh. I mean, we're at the point where a fullback has been taken, so anything can happen.
Is Donnie Hubbard the highest rated to come out of college fullback that we've had?
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been an 80 fullback, and he's an 82.
So, looking at the running backs, who do you guys think is the best available running back left? Dornbros? John Harris, I thought, had a pretty solid combine, speed-wise at least.
Really? I thought John Harris wasn't that good at the combine.
Yeah, but the 40 times all that matters, right?
Not
Was
really.
his 40 time that good?
I
I remember thinking it wasn't.
It wasn't that good. Mike
4
Glada
points.
had a better one.
There were only 2 speedbacks at the combine, that's the thing, so he had like the second best of 2. which is like, okay.
Shoemaker had great production back in college, but his combine just wasn't super impressive.
Yeah.
And the thing I don't like about Shoemaker is he had. Oh wait, no, that's I'm thinking of Sean Anderson. Shoemaker actually is really highly rated. I think. I'm surprised he hasn't been taken yet.
The pick is in, and it's
there.
Patrick Burke, wide receiver out of Auburn. That's a good pick.
Yeah, it's like almost a perfect fit at this point.
Yeah.
Plus, you're getting an 80 player that's not like a fullback.
What's the Seahawks draft been so far? They got Corey Quinn. They got
Tony Huff, and didn't they get a strong safety?
No, they got Chapoka.
Oh yeah, they got a guard.
Yeah, it's been a good draft for the Seahawks too. God damn, we have to play against Matt Cohen and Corey Quinn. Oh.
You better draft a running back.
Yeah, you guys need a running back so badly.
Yeah,
it's not
I
even
totally
funny.
wasn't just talking about running backs for my own personal gain, right, guys? Right?
You guys don't have a pick today, do you?
We have a pick.
3rd round comp. Yeah.
Yep. 99.
You guys,
and then
you
102.
guys should use that on a running back.
I'm actually not doing any picking right now. I'm just kind of sitting in the draft chat, watching Taffy and Time just talk all about it. I'm just a full-time broadcaster, guys. No cheating here.
All right. So Cleveland is up. They said in the chat box they might be looking to trade this. I think. So.
The Eagles just traded. Or is
The
this
Eagles
a trade?
It's possible. I don't see an update though. That could be me being slow.
It's on the forum. 3rd round pick number 70. Wait, this
It
doesn't
may
make
just be
sense.
delayed.
This is the one they did earlier, but they just didn't post it on the forum yet.
But didn't the Jets get the 70th pick?
Yeah.
Not the Eagles?
They did.
No, that was the one.
no,
that was the trade down.
Yeah,
first
they
time they
traded.
traded down.
They traded to the 70, and then they traded again to the Jets.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Said. Saluna has left. Is that right? Okay, joined again. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Are we still on?
Yeah. I think there was some kind of error. I don't know if we're still on or not. Yeah, it says we're live. Okay, we just had some kind of server error, so we're back.
Yeah, that was weird. Are we still broadcasting?
Yeah, it says we're live.
Okay.
All right. Cleveland still hasn't picked. They got less than a minute left.
Okay, so I don't think they're trading this, so it looks like they picked actually just now. They took Brian Bynum.
That's a pretty good pick. He's gonna be their 2nd defensive end.
They take another one earlier?
Hill. They have Mike Hill, who's pretty good. So
Yeah.
I like that. That guy had a lot of production in college, so it's a pretty good pick for this point in the draft.
Yeah, it's a relatively weak defensive end class, so. This is one of the picks from the Sizemore trade.
Who's
Cleveland.
Denver.
Cleveland. Brian Bynum.
Are you
Defensive
lagging
end.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's lagging.
I
You
didn't
may
hear
want to
you.
try rejoining.
All right.
So we asked for Shoutbox topics, or Sage did. The only one relevant to NFL besides Doug Chadwick is most successful schools for pro prospects in the sim,
Florida State is one of them.
for sure. You got to think Penn State because they got just in the first draft alone they've got like probably Walt Peck and Brum,
Yeah.
and they had a bunch of players drafted highly. I think Oklahoma may be another one, although I don't know how many currently successful ones they've got.
Ohio State has had quite a few good players taken.
I feel like Michigan State maybe that may be recency bias, but I feel like Michigan State has had a few good players taken.
LSU has been pretty
that's
good.
good.
They had Tyrone Jones and Devereaux. I don't know who else.
Von Abraham. They have Von Abraham.
Yeah. So LSU is a big one.
Have we talked
Yeah.
about Wisconsin's ridiculous quarterback?
Yeah, Wisconsin's had 3 first-round picks that were quarterbacks.
Yeah,
And I
but
think
none of
a
them
couple
are
other first-round.
stars, at least at this point. Kareem Taylor. Oh wait, no, that was Notre Dame, right?
It was
Daryl
Daryl Murphy,
Murphy.
Eric
Daryl
Weggert,
Murphy.
and
Okay, yeah.
Lawyer
All right,
Johnson.
Daryl Murphy is obviously good, so never mind. I was wrong about that.
They had another
Tommy
first-round pick
Brooks
this
goes to
year.
Denver. Defensive tackles are not a good value at this point.
I don't know. He's a 78 overall, and if Lasercats and DeSam are just looking at overall, I
Well,
think
no,
they're
I'm
fine with that
saying
pick.
like after that pick.
Oh.
Value.
There's
That
no
was
one else left that's
that
good.
was a good pick for them. Like, I like it.
I think he's just saying like that is the last defensive tackle.
Yeah, got it now.
Yeah, all the rest of these guys weren't at the combine. Some of them have good numbers, so
But they're also like the ones that are on that level are like undrafted free agent level.
Off the
So,
top
like,
of your guys'
seventh-round pick.
I don't know. Jeremy Owen and Frank Jones are both like okay. They're not like amazing, but in a couple years they might be solid starters.
Right.
Off the top of your guys' head, do you guys think more defenses run the 4-3 or 3-4 in this sim?
3-4, I think.
I really think it's about even.
Yeah. I feel like all the like good teams that I think of run the 3-4 for the most part.
I run the 4-3.
Yeah,
We
we run
run
the
the
4-3
3-4.
actually.
We run the 3-4, but we lost all our linebackers. I don't know if that's staying or not.
The thing that I was talking about this with Weiss earlier. I feel like long term 3-4 is better just for your cap situation because linebackers are cheaper than defensive tackles, and they're easier to find as well.
Because it's easier to tell who's good for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can like get some good linebackers, which is much easier than getting good defensive tackles, then it's much better to run 3-4, and it's better for your cap. If you have 2-star defensive tackles, they're going to get paid a lot of money. They're the second highest paid after quarterbacks, I believe.
I think the hardest thing, though, is that it's hard to find outside linebackers that can sack the quarterback. And I feel like that's integral for a 3-4 offense. I mean,
Yeah.
Morris Millen had pretty solid sack numbers in NFLHC, and I feel like that's what really bumped up his value. I just didn't see that in Doherty, which is why we were really scared off.
Yeah, the only one of these,
Like a 4-3.
the only one of these guys that I think had good sack numbers was Charlie Johnson, and he was, I don't remember who took him, but somebody took him earlier in this round.
Yeah. Like everything about Doherty, the fact that he's like a pass zone outside linebacker just screams that he's like 4-3, like Levante David type.
I think like Tyrone Jones obviously can do anything. So
Jacksonville's pick is in, and it's tight end Kelly Littleton. Is that the second tight end off the board?
oh, and Casey already picked as well. Heinz Mertens. Yeah, that's second tight end. I'm surprised it was that guy. I had Sipa above him.
Yeah, it's Sipa above him too. I don't know what they saw about Kelly over Sipa. I guess Kelly had a better combine, just barely though.
Sipa
That's
is
probably
kind of
it.
short for a tight end. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. I'll put
Maybe-
72 is 6 feet, so a little bit short.
All right. Minnesota. Hopefully they don't miss this pick.
So Heinz Burtons was really good like a year ago with Devereaux, wasn't he?
I'm not sure.
I feel like he was.
He was pretty good this year. He had 853 yards and 6 touchdowns.
With
Like,
Jack
I feel
Kirby,
like
at
he was,
quarterback.
like,
Hmm.
Oh, I guess the Sipa has an injury risk. That's why they didn't take him.
okay.
I didn't really look at the tight ends combines because I wasn't really looking for one.
Yeah.
Minnesota's pick is in. It's cornerback Jim Brewer. Is that their Joe Price replacement? Joe Prince?
No, that was Jim Dupree. This is their Jim Dupree replacement.
Jim Brewer. That guy's a funny comedian.
Let's take an adventure into GM chat and see what people are trying to move. The Saints are trying to move Lionel Dickinson and Brady Sapp, their running backs. So
That
I
was
guess
already
we are
picked.
going for running back later.
They got Kevin Alford, defensive end. Who's up on the clock now? It's KC again.
Wow.
Who did Dallas
Kevin
take?
Alford.
Kevin Alford, defensive end.
Kevin Alford.
It took him over comparable.
75.
The other defensive ends available at 75 were David Drake and James Duncan.
You know, like is there no one higher than 76 available?
Not out of the defensive ends.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been kind of a run on defensive ends
I
lately.
think Alford has the best size out of those guys, and that might have influenced Sir Wendell's decision.
Yeah, I think that could be it.
Sofo saying shoutbox, LOL, Brewer is terrible.
All right. Well, I guess we have it straight from the source that the Vikings drafted 2 terrible corners.
ALWL, please.
Poor ALWL.
He's just like Belichick. He drafts terrible corners.
No, Belichick drafts random ass safeties that no one thought he would take in like the second round. Just for the hell of it.
KC, Detroit, Giants, Houston, Oakland, then Giants again. KC is picked. They have picked free safety Rob Hamilton.
Second free safety off the board.
They took a 75 over 76.
Yeah.
This guy had 4 interceptions, so
Right.
he was my top-rated guy, actually.
Yeah.
Detroit's up. Let's see who they pick.
Do they still need strong safety? Walter Valdez, I think I have as the best strong safety left available.
I think they do need one still. So, might be back-to-back safeties. We'll see. I think the strong safety run has been over for a while, so it's starting to get back up into the value.
Has there even been a strong safety taken in a long time?
Yeah, we had Chris Brown taken.
Like 63, so like 25 picks ago.
This is actually a pretty good class of strong safeties. I think everyone up to about Anthony Foster, I think, could make a big impact for your team. Actually, Anthony Foster is 206 pounds as a strong safety. He's a big guy. He could be a linebacker, 75 inches. Wow. 6'3", 206 strong safety.
That's pretty impressive.
Wonder what Saloon is up to.
Neo is mad again.
Wow.
Saluna said he
Neo
had like a
wanted-
phone emergency or something.
Neo wanted Rob Hamilton, and now he's salty again.
Classic.
Neo is full of salt in the every draft. He's the
Like
most
no
salty
matter
person.
what.
I think it's been a good draft for St. Louis. They got Devi some weapons and protection.
You
But
mean New Orleans.
oh yeah, New Orleans. My fault.
All right, the pick is in. Detroit picks John Morrison, inside linebacker.
Interesting.
I actually don't know much about this guy, but go ahead.
Let me see.
He is my top
Yeah.
rated guy, but it's like
Well, Jacobs is from Iowa, so if he's bad, I don't think they would have taken him.
he had 53 tackles and an interception. It's not terrible.
So it's worth it at this point.
Yeah. So New York Giants, they took
New
two
York-
receivers already, so they definitely don't need that. Maybe this will be Jeff Brooks, outside linebacker.
Dick Cook, a backup for Kotar.
I'm pretty sure Dick Cook will keep falling.
To be honest, I'll be surprised if he's drafted.
I think somebody will take
Yeah.
a shot at him in a 7th
Just because he's,
round pick or something.
if only because he's an 80 overall, someone will take a shot.
So yeah, back to GM chat. Rams are trying to move running back. The Saints are trying to move up in the 4th round, and are offering players and picks to do so. Doesn't seem to be too much talking in there.
Yeah, I don't think too many people are interested in moving up at this point.
Just the quality of players right here it's so different from what we've seen before.
Up, Giants pick is in. They took strong safety Walter Darrow. It's actually pretty good value at this point.
Yeah.
Rating wise, at least. His production was not good last year. I'm surprised they took him over Valdez.
Yeah, I'm surprised they took him over Valdez as well.
Maybe it is a production thing where Valdez's production was worse.
It's 1 interception versus 2. Their tackles were both like insignificant. So
Yeah.
it's like, and they're both the same rating. So I would have taken the guy with 2, but who knows? I didn't look back previous years. Maybe they had better years before. Who knows?
It might be a man zone thing as well. They have different coverage.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they both went to the
Houston's
combine.
up. They took Jeff Brooks, outside linebacker.
From Florida, right? I'm pretty sure he had good
Yeah.
stats.
You see,
Like very good stats.
He did have good stats. He had 62 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a sack.
Houston has some magic formula that they're using to find all their drafted guys. Since they took Buzz and they've taken Kleinsaucer in the 1st round. I don't know if this works for them. They look like geniuses, and if it doesn't, they don't look too good. They made it
Well, I
work
guess
with
we'll find
Simmons last year, though, so it'll be interesting to see how they do.
I don't think Simmons was that good in college, was he?
I'm not sure. He was like a 6th round pick, so probably not.
Yeah. He probably would have been taken a little higher.
I mean, Notre Dame won a lot with Simmons, but Notre Dame wins a lot every year, so.
Yeah.
Williams pick is
who's up?
in.
Oh, you're okay. You're on the clock. So who'd you pick?
Chester Durenbos.
Ah,
That's a good pick.
yeah, that's a good pick.
Both lenses.
I'm ready to see people rage at that pick. Can't
Oh
wait.
my gosh. He was
Remember
probably the
when
best running back
Got
left.
mocked to me in the 1st round.
Yeah, I really like Doran Bose. Although Saloon not here, so I wonder if he'll be here to make his pick right after this.
He's on the phone. He's still listening. He said I've talked to him on Steam.
So the Bengals are trying to trade up into the third round. Nope, it looks like their guy was Dornbros, and Alien just ruined that for them.
Wait, the Giants?
The Bengals. The Bengals are trying to trade up into the third. Giants have a ton of third-round picks.
That's a crazy amount of picks.
I actually wasn't going to take a running back this early, but I thought there would be more off the board by this point. So, and the other positions that I wanted were not very valuable at this point. So,
did you have a second-round pick?
No.
So you've gotten Gradishar, Alex Martin, and Dornbros. Are you kidding me right now?
Having a pretty good draft.
No.
Oh my god.
Giants are still on the clock.
I'm back.
Welcome back,
Hi.
Selena.
Right before your pick.
I know, I've been watching.
So what do you think of like all the picks you missed, which is like 20?
There's too many picks to talk about, really.
Anything
Best-
that sticks
best-
out?
Best picks in there, I think, are Hamilton to Kansas City. I like Alford to Dallas. Jeff Brooks to Houston, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, Jeff Brooks, I probably would have taken him if he was there, but they took him right before me, so.
New York Giants pick is in. It's guard James Redd out of Iowa. Meh.
Guard James Redd.
James Redd. That's a cool name.
So guards are finally of value again. Miami is up.
Offensive lineman with color
Pick's
names.
gonna be in a second.
I think they'll take a receiver, but I don't know which one.
Picks
The
in.
one Saloon likes. Who is it?
Oh, David Drake, defensive end. Okay.
That's boring.
Sorry.
Another Wisconsin player taken there.
I guess he's like the highest rated guy here that had a decent amount of sacks. I actually have Clayton James higher rated, but he's like a 71, so.
Yeah, his rating's really low.
David Drake's alright. He's like kind of average, but I need defensive end.
He had 7.5 sacks. That stands out a lot, but yeah.
There's
a
a defensive end, Jesus Brooks out of Maryland. He's 80 inches. He's 6'8" at defensive end.
That's normal-ish. It's a little taller than normal, but
Oh my gosh.
I can't think of too many 6'8" defensive ends.
He's like a basketball
I don't know
player.
people's heights.
Yeah. Although I guess like what's his name? Sean Oakman is like 6'9", but that's like the exception.
He's even taller than that. I think he's 6'7".
What? I don't think anyone is like higher than 6'8", right?
I don't think anyone in this sim is higher than 6'8". Sean Oakman, I'm pretty sure, is 6'9".
I looked up online. There's only ever been one 7-foot tall person or taller in the NFL. Defensive tackle Richard Sly for the Raiders was 7 feet tall.
Was that in like 1950?
1967.
So relatively close.
The Giants
I don't
still on
think
the clock.
I doubt the NBA was
the
as big.
Giants have?
Like 20.
Jesus.
No, they've got 4 in this round. And they had one. No, actually, they have 5 in this round, and they had one at the end of the second.
This is absurd. They have like, yeah. Holy God, yeah, 6 third-round picks. What the fuck? Giants and the Panthers own the third round, apparently.
Yeah.
We're almost at the comp picks now, and those cannot be traded, so it looks like trades are basically over.
Trades will decrease for tomorrow.
I mean, more trades happened today than yesterday, so that's good.
That is true. There were quite a few today. I guess we slowed down significantly because of the interface problems, but otherwise it was a pretty fast.
Yeah,
So do
that
you
took
have-
us like 10 or 15 minutes off of the time. So
Just curious, do you still have that reach and value thing?
I stopped,
in
I
play?
stopped doing it after my top 50. The last
Okay.
player taken from my top 50 was Kelly Littleton, the tight end to Jacksonville. Oh no, never mind. I still have Sean Anderson, so I still have one. So he's the best value right now.
Like best value by far.
Yeah, significantly, like by 50 points. Jets are going to take Sean Anderson.
Yeah, totally. We need a running back really
St.
badly.
Louis is going to take him for sure. If he's-
Oh yeah.
Yeah. St. Louis is 100% going to take him. Unless I mean, I don't know if the Giants have a running back, so they could actually take him. Like
Yeah,
right now.
Giants, Sterling Brown.
Yeah, they have Sterling.
Oh yeah, I forgot they got Sterling Brown. Okay.
Unless they
I don't
want to
think
run the
this is-
triple option with Kotar.
That is a theoretical possibility.
We
Other
know
than
Minnesota
that-
and Baltimore aren't drafting running backs, neither is Denver. So
There you go.
St. Louis is going to get a running back at 99.
Welcome to St. Louis, Sean Anderson.
I'm neither gonna confirm nor deny.
Yeah, so it's happening.
That means yes.
That basically confirms it, yeah.
I don't think there's any other. I guess Joseph Bowen's not that bad, but probably not as good as Dornbos. Not Dornbos, Anderson. Only 40 seconds left for the Giants pick.
Come on, Giants.
Jesus.
Giants, please. Ten seconds left.
Wow, are they actually going to run out of time?
Denver could jump them.
Will this upcoming pick by Atlanta be their second pick?
No, they had another one.
They had another one earlier, yeah. Yep, okay. Denver is officially on the clock. Wow, interesting. Can Denver... Wow, this would be amazing if this wasn't in, like, the third round.
Yeah.
I need to update my... Oh, God, my table of who's been taken is, like, completely out of date because I was gone for a while.
What did you think of Minnesota taking Jim Brewer after taking?
He's fucking terrible.
They took Jim Brewer and Jim Dupree.
So who's the next corner they take to replace Jim Brewer?
I can't believe they took Maury Gregg and Jim Brewer. That might literally be, like, the worst two fucking...
No,
No, they took Jim Dupree, which may be worse.
Oh, that's even worse!
Panthers took Maury Gregg.
That's legitimately worse. Like, I think Dupree is worse than both those other people.
Oh god.
New Orleans traded up.
Yeah, we
Okay.
broke the interface.
It broke
again.
again.
on the clock.
Spiral! I summon you.
He said there was going to be issues with trading because of.
Yeah, it's fucked up until the end of the day, I guess.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that they run on separate servers. So if you fuck it up, like, if it happens too late, then the thing's going to be not coordinated. So he's got to put New Orleans back on the clock. I wonder who New Orleans is trading up for. Also, what was the trade, since I haven't looked?
I'll tell you. It's not listed, actually. Oh, there it is. It's 2017 3rd and 7th for the 4th and 5th of the Saints. So the Giants gave up their 3rd and 7th, and the Saints their 4th and 5th.
It seems relatively even.
Yeah.
I have no idea who they're going to take.
Do they have a need at cornerback?
They were salty as fuck about a free safety being taken, so
They're going to take the 76 free safety.
Yeah, Patrick Parks.
Yeah, there's about zero doubt in my mind.
Pick is in. It's Mike Jimenez, free safety from NC State.
Really?
Wow. No, that's a shocker to me again.
Mike
Isn't that guy 74?
Yes.
He is. They both had 2 interceptions, the guys we were talking about, so I don't know why they picked him instead of.
Maybe they like Hispanic people more than they like the whitest safety ever.
Patrick Parks. Isn't it generic white names that kill it in the sim though? Nick Hall, Daryl Murphy, Brian Brown.
Is
Well,
Daryl a
those are
generic
quarterbacks.
white name?
Quarterbacks are more likely to be white than other positions.
We need more yeah. We need more diversity. We do have some Native Americans that were. There's Ahe Ayu.
Dude, you should have left all the Jew names in. We could have had Shlomo McCracken in the NFL.
We need more Asian random wide receivers that just appear once every 5 years.
we need like a Chung, like a random Chung, like Patrick Chung.
What's that? There wasn't that a Japanese wide receiver from the Raiders practice squad 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Nakamoto or something? I don't remember what his name was. Or something
Yeah, something like that.
So Denver's on the clock again. Is it the Sam or Lasercats that's drafting for him this year?
I
I really
I believe Lasercats.
Isn't
I don't think
Lasercats
Sam's
Jumanji's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah, we covered this last time. Yeah.
Shame they're not in the same division. That'd be fun.
That would be
They're
interesting.
in the same conference.
Yeah, they're pretty much.
They're in the same directional division, I guess. Although that means absolutely nothing.
Hey, so schedule-wise, doesn't the Rams play both the Dolphins and the Jets this season?
Well, if you play the AFC East, then yes. But I don't think we play.
Logan Hunter, guard, Denver picked. We're into the comp picks.
Damn, a guard.
Yeah.
Hype for guards.
Well, there's another guard taken. Don't ignore him.
I didn't see it.
Like 3 picks ago.
That was
Guard
Logan
run.
Hunter, right? Yeah.
Guard run.
This is the zone for guards because there's a lot of 75s and 74s. So this is going to be a run of guards pretty soon, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just saying, NFC West does play the AFC East this season.
Cool.
That'll
We
be
get to
fun.
have the final first round QB of 2016 matchup. That'll be fun. And
Brian
also all the
Brown.
Wisconsin
Minnesota
QBs. All the Wisconsin
completely
QBs
fucking
play
up
each
the
other.
Draft. Let's hope they can salvage it here.
Frank Jones, defensive tackle.
Minnesota.
Frank Jones.
Frank
I think that guy-
Jones.
Frank Jones is I just think of this giant black defensive tackle. It's evil.
Like Ndamukong Suh, but with a generic name.
Yeah,
Baltimore's in. They have inside linebacker Gary Bauer out of Utah.
I feel like Utah's gotten so many more players taken than I would have expected.
why is this going so fast all of a sudden again?
I don't know. These inside linebackers that are getting taken, I think, are getting reached on.
Yeah, I agree. This is gonna suck for Rome to hear, I'm sure, but I really don't like Baltimore's draft at all.
I think you knew that already.
Not
It's
worse than Minnesota.
It's 30. Minnesota's is definitely the worst, but it's 50 reaches is what it feels like.
Oh, it's St. Louis's pick. I wonder who we're gonna take, and it's running back Sean Anderson. What a surprise!
Whoa.
Whoa, holy
blown.
shit! Where did that come from? Oh my god!
Out of left field.
So fucking Brady Sapp's time is over, I guess.
Yeah, Brady Sapp is garbage. Lionel Dickinson fumbles just as much.
The truth comes out.
Come on, Sean Anderson.
They defended Brady Sapp for 3 years. Now the truth comes out.
Sean Anderson, please. With
Oh,
our luck,
God.
Matt Cowan's gonna shut down Sean Anderson too, though. So what are we
That
gonna
is
do?
That's
fucking funny.
uh,
No,
none of
guys,
my
Brady's app is good. We promise.
none of my statements directly represent the St. Louis Rams organization. They're my opinions and my opinions only.
Rams organization's blowing up. They're gonna kick Sagebo out.
Isn't he the owner? They'd have to mute me. They'd have to mute me.
Revolution. Fight the power.
Down with Sage. Down with Sage.
We got 6 picks left.
Atlanta is up.
Might be worth talking about tomorrow really quick. When are we starting? Noon or something?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock. It's going to be possibly pretty long, so please be here on time and please try to be timely with your picks, unless you really know what you're doing.
We literally have like 260 picks tomorrow, so 160, not 260.
260 would be a little excessive.
Yeah.
We have
But we
about
gotta-
as many picks as today, but the time is it's a little less than today and yesterday.
Yeah.
A little
We
more,
literally-
sorry.
We literally
Um,
have double the picks.
No, we don't. We had 105 yesterday and today. That's 150 tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you meant
But
today.
the time is significantly shorter, and it's taken about 4.5 to 5 hours so far. So I'm expecting about 5 hours tomorrow. 4.5 to 5 hours.
All right.
I'm not sure if we'll have a show yet, or if I might just play music and announce picks or something, or give I don't know. We'll see.
Atlanta's pick is in. It's Willie Davis, receiver from Missouri.
Ooh, I like this. Good pick.
Would that be their number 2 receiver besides Riddick Smith?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I like that guy a lot. He had 9 touchdowns and almost 900 yards. I don't know if Missouri was like a super pass offense. I don't think they were, were they?
Yeah, they were. They have Aaron Shea.
Oh.
Yeah, this will give A.J. Jefferson 2 target receivers in his first year. Yeah, I think A.J. Jefferson's going to have a pretty good rookie year. Comparative.
Well, we'll see. Rookie quarterbacks this year are now not nearly as high as rookie quarterbacks last year. I still think them trading Javier Fields is one of the worst decisions this offseason.
San Diego's pick is in. They took Todd Druckenmiller from Alabama.
Todd
I like
Druckenmiller.
that pick.
German
The
name.
guy's got an awesome name, by the way.
It means Miller of printing in German.
The only thing about Druckenmiller is it's a curse in the NFL.
What does that mean? Is that
The only Druckenmiller in the NFL was like a first-round bust QB.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Is his name like Todd or Jim or something?
So St. Louis
Herb
pick is in.
Pico.
Yep. He replaces our other zone outside linebacker. Meets up with Grave Corbin again, Nebraska Bros for life. And we drafted
Weren't
him.
you hyping his name up earlier?
Yeah, I figured his name, and I was like, dude, Herb Pecco, that's an amazing name. And Taffy looked up his stats. He had, in 2 years, 97 tackles, 2 sacks, and a fumble recovery. 1 year he had 55
I picked
tackles.
as well, by the way. I picked Greg Cobb, wide receiver, Cincinnati. This guy has been a baller in college for like 3 years with shitty quarterbacks.
one thing I noticed is that Cincinnati, they have a lot of players in this draft, and they're all like really good production-wise, but they're not super highly rated. So I don't know if that's just because they're in the AAC.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think Greg Cobb's going to be pretty good.
Cobb's a good name for a receiver. I already
Oh,
have
that's
Cobb
totally
for
not a Packers joke.
Well, it's also Luke Cobb, remember? He was super hyped up.
Corn on the cob.
Luke Cobb. Everyone put in...
Weiss is bringing corn on the cob to the weenie roast.
Hey, so we had 3 broadcaster picks in a row.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. I just noticed that. To end the day, it's actually pretty good.
All right, we're taking this guy because he had an amazing bench press. I'm just kidding, by the way. You'll see in about a
Thanks
second.
for letting me think about what you said before you said just kidding.
You're welcome.
Will it be a punter? Jason Sokia, 21 bench presses.
Oh, Willie Davis is actually the 3rd wide receiver for the Falcons.
Oh, it's the kicker, Chris Hogue.
Chris Hogue.
Oh, I don't like this.
Kickers in the third round. I don't like this either. Sorry.
Sorry, Jumbo. That's
I
not.
don't really care. There's literally no one I like at this point. Like
Kicker is not
Darko
something
Watson,
that'll
like-
put the Jets over the edge into the playoffs. Like your team needs.
By the way, shout out to Paul Compton. Fuck you. It's not going to put us over the edge, but there's no one left that'll put us over the edge. So we really needed a kicker. So we're just going to take our favorite one, and that's about it.
Hogue. I hope he misses all the fucking kicks. So this is like the fucking franchise punter shit with the real life Jaguars.
Kickers in
Franchise
the
punter. Hey,
AFC.
the Vikings took a kicker in the third round last year, and that was with a lot fewer third round picks.
Well, that was Ryan Lefchick. He's actually really good.
Yeah,
I don't know about
and
this guy.
they lost the NFC Championship game against us because their kicker missed one in the waiting moments.
We literally
that
lost
improved
We
like
are
decision.
officially done.
we literally
Quarterback
lost
Alan Foster to the
multiple games
Giants.
because our kicker missed so many field goals.
Last pick, Alan Foster, cornerback, Missouri. 2:45 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Good night. Good luck.
See you guys tomorrow.
See ya.